Stay informed and entertained with the new and updated NDTV News app. You can watch all our channels live, listen to podcasts, read breaking and exclusive news from around the world and more. Download the NDTV app today and get access to the best journalism and storytelling on your smartphone or tablet. The NDTV app. News that matters to you.
Hi, I'm Shreya Saran. Kerala's Wayanad area is hit by devastating landslides, resulting in loss of lives and livelihood. Kerala needs your help right now. Let's join NDTV initiative. Come, donate. Let's rebuild Wayanad.
Landslide devastation in Kerala's Wayanad. Join NDTV's initiative. Donate for Kerala.
Some people say the metaverse will only be virtual. One day this lecture hall will be made of code, and driverless cars would be trapped in intersections.
Stay informed and entertained with the new and updated NDTV News app. You can watch all our channels live, listen to podcasts, read breaking and exclusive news from around the world and more. Download the NDTV app today and get access to the best journalism and storytelling on your smartphone or tablet. The NDTV app. News that matters to you.
Landslide devastation in Kerala's Wayanad. Join NDTV's initiative. Donate for Kerala.
Stay informed and entertained with the new and updated NDTV News app. You can watch all our channels live, listen to podcasts, read breaking and exclusive news from around the world and more. Download the NDTV app today and get access to the best journalism and storytelling on your smartphone or tablet. The NDTV app. News that matters to you.
Hi, I'm Shreya Saran. Kerala's Wayanad area is hit by devastating landslides, resulting in loss of lives and livelihood. Kerala needs your help right now. Let's join NDTV initiative. Come, donate. Let's rebuild Wayanad.
Landslide devastation in Kerala's Wayanad. Join NDTV's initiative. Donate for Kerala.
Some people say the metaverse will only be virtual. One day this lecture hall will be made of code, and driverless cars would be trapped in intersections. But even in this maze of the future, you can't wish away health. It's time to become more resilient. 10 years of Banega Swasth India, we have grown and achieved so many milestones. And now I have a plan to beat the urgency, to stop breathing with difficulty, to relieve getting choked with inactivity. Energize our government, our environment, our society, and ourselves. Everyone, everywhere, every day. Banega Swasth India. One world hygiene.
Stay informed and entertained with the new and updated NDTV News app. You can watch all our channels live, listen to podcasts, read breaking and exclusive news from around the world and more. Download the NDTV app today and get access to the best journalism and storytelling on your smartphone or tablet. The NDTV app. News that matters to you.
Landslide devastation in Kerala's Wayanad. Join NDTV's initiative. Donate for Kerala.
Stay informed and entertained with the new and updated NDTV News app. You can watch all our channels live, listen to podcasts, read breaking and exclusive news from around the world and more. Download the NDTV app today and get access to the best journalism and storytelling on your smartphone or tablet. The NDTV app. News that matters to you.
Hi, I'm Shreya Saran. Kerala's Wayanad area is hit by devastating landslides, resulting in loss of lives and livelihood. Kerala needs your help right now. Let's join NDTV initiative. Come, donate. Let's rebuild Wayanad.
Landslide devastation in Kerala's Wayanad. Join NDTV's initiative. Donate for Kerala.
Some people say the metaverse will only be virtual. One day this lecture hall will be made of code, and driverless cars would be trapped in intersections. But even in this maze of the future, you can't wish away health. It's time to become more resilient. "10 years of Banega Swasth India, we have grown and achieved so many milestones. And now I have a plan to beat the urgency, to stop breathing with difficulty, to relieve getting choked with inactivity. Energize our government, our environment, our society, and ourselves. Everyone, everywhere, every day. Banega Swasth India. One world hygiene.
Stay informed and entertained with the new and updated NDTV News app. You can watch all our channels live, listen to podcasts, read breaking and exclusive news from around the world and more. Download the NDTV app today and get access to the best journalism and storytelling on your smartphone or tablet. The NDTV app. News that matters to you.
Landslide devastation in Kerala's Wayanad. Join NDTV's initiative. Donate for Kerala.
Stay informed and entertained with the new and updated NDTV News app. You can watch all our channels live, listen to podcasts, read breaking and exclusive news from around the world and more. Download the NDTV app today and get access to the best journalism and storytelling on your smartphone or tablet. The NDTV app. News that matters to you.
Hi, I'm Shreya Saran. Kerala's Wayanad area is hit by devastating landslides, resulting in loss of lives and livelihood. Kerala needs your help right now. Let's join NDTV initiative. Come, donate. Let's rebuild Wayanad.
Landslide devastation in Kerala's Wayanad. Join NDTV's initiative. Donate for Kerala.
Some people say the metaverse will only be virtual. One day this lecture hall will be made of code, and driverless cars would be trapped in intersections. But even in this maze of the future, you can't wish away health. It's time to become more resilient.
Stay
कर रहा था अबाउट दिस फील्ड, आई केम अक्रॉस मल्टीपल आर्टिकल्स जहां पे एम्पैथी के बारे में हम बात कर रहे थे. अब रिसर्चर्स तो कहते हैं दैट एम्पैथी एंड सिंपैथी दे कैन बी इजीली प्रोग्राम्ड, यू नो, और हमने ये मूवीज में भी देखा है होते हुए जहां पे वी हैव सीन दैट हाउ रोबोट्स समटाइम्स, यू नो, डेवलप ऑल दीज इमोशंस एंड फीलिंग्स. मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि काइंड ऑफ द इमोशंस दैट वी हैव, इनको प्रोग्राम करना बड़ा मुश्किल है, बिकॉज हमारा एक अलग ह्यूमन एंगल होता है, हमारा एक अलग ह्यूमन टच होता है. What do you have to say about this? What are your responses? Please let me know. You know the address. It's tg@ndtv.com. But abhi, let's move ahead and talk to an expert जो कि इस फील्ड के बारे में काफ़ी बेहतर जानते हैं, and उनसे हम डिस्कस करते हैं about this assistive technology and how exactly we see its growth all around us.
My name is P.V. Madhusudan Rao.
मेरा नाम पीयूष चांदना है.
I am currently a faculty at Indian Institute of Technology, Delhi, in the Department of Mechanical Engineering and the Department of Design.
मैं असिस्टिव लैब में लीड साइंटिस्ट हूँ और नेशनल सेंटर फॉर असिस्टिव हेल्थ टेक्नोलॉजीज़ का प्रोग्राम कोऑर्डिनेटर हूँ.
One of my areas of work is development of assistive technologies, particularly for people with visual impairment and blindness. And पिछले 20 साल से we are actually developing products, particularly mobility के लिए और education के लिए, to empower people. Assistive technology जो है एक बहुत बड़ा broad term है.
जब मैं असिस्टिव टेक्नोलॉजी बोलता हूँ, इट कैन बी वेरी वेरी सिंपल, जस्ट लाइक समथिंग कि यू ड्रॉ ऑन अ पेपर एंड पेपर गेट्स एम्बॉस्ड, रेज्ड हो जाता है, तो आप रेज चीज़ को टच करके यू कैन अंडरस्टैंड व्हाट इट इज़, तो आपको डायग्राम समझ में आ जाता है. और इट कैन बी वेरी हाई एंड, जो ये डायग्राम है इसकी डिस्क्रिप्शन एआई के थ्रू ऑटोमेटिकली जनरेट हो जाएगी और वो पूरा डायग्राम मैं एक टेक्स्ट डिस्क्रिप्शन के थ्रू ईजिली लिसन कर पाऊंगा.
सबसे बड़ा असिस्टिव टेक्नोलॉजी जो आजकल दुनिया में है वो है मोबाइल फोन.
To enable inclusion, you need right tools and solutions. And if they are there, then they will redefine what a person can do or cannot do. So it's about changing the definition of what capability a person has. Suppose you want to drill a hole in the wall. If you don't have a drill machine, then it's a very tedious task. But as soon as you get the drill machine, that's a 1 second task. So the same role is of assistive technology.
अगर assistive technology का अगर मुझे examples लेना होगा, let's take for example visual disability का. एक टाइम था जब लोग जो है टेक्स्ट को एक्सेस कर पाते थे, टेक्स्ट टू स्पीच एंड टेक्स्ट टू ब्रेल, वो पॉसिबिलिटी था, बट पिक्चर्स को एक्सेस नहीं कर पाते थे.
How will you understand a Pythagoras theorem without looking at the diagram?
अब जो है टैक्टाइल डायग्राम्स, जिन्हें हम डायग्राम्स विच वी कैन टच कहते हैं, उसके द्वारा काफ़ी जो पिक्टोरियल कंटेंट है उसको भी एक टैक्टाइल रूट से जो है एक्सेसिबिलिटी कर सकते हैं.
If you have the tactile one, then you just touch and understand and the concept is in your mind forever.
So this is एक बिग चेंज है. अगर लोगों को साइंस पढ़ना है या साइंस सब्जेक्ट्स पढ़ना है, जैसे एनाटॉमी या ट्रिग्नोमेट्री, बिना डायग्राम्स के आप सीख नहीं सकते, तो एक टैक्टाइल डायग्राम द्वारा वो पॉसिबिलिटी है.
There was a girl in Mumbai. She was low vision, partial vision था उनका. Her challenge was कि now lot of malls have these glass doors, बड़े entrance होते हैं and you have glass doors on that. So it's very difficult to figure it out with the partial vision. So you get to know only after colliding with the glass door. But if you have this sort of technology, then this problem is solved in seconds. As soon as you are closer to a glass door, your cane will vibrate and vibrations will tell you how far is that obstacle and you become cautious and you avoid the collision.
अगर मुझे एक एग्जाम्पल फॉर हियरिंग लेना है, तो फॉर एग्जाम्पल स्पीच टू टेक्स्ट जो है इन वेरियस फॉर्म्स इज़ हेल्पिंग. एक तो मोबाइल में इट इज़ ऑलरेडी अवेलेबल एज अ फ्री, बट देर आर ऑल्सो प्रोडक्ट्स. फॉर एग्जाम्पल देर आर स्पेशल स्पेक्टिकल्स जो अवेलेबल है. इसमें जैसे हम आप बात कर रहे हैं, तो जो चीज़ें बोली जा रही है वही जो है टेक्स्ट के रूप में आपके ग्लासेस पे आते हैं. मतलब आप लोगों को देख भी पा रहे हैं, बट एट द सेम टाइम जो वो कह रहे हैं वो पढ़ भी पा रहे हैं. तो ये एक बहुत बड़ा इम्पॉर्टेंट एस्पेक्ट है. सिमिलरली अगर हम लोकोमोटर डिसेबिलिटी का ले, तो बहुत सारे एक्सोस्केलेटन्स एक्सेट्रा जो है उसमें काफ़ी डेवलपमेंट हुआ है एंड पर्टिकुलरली विथ ब्रेन मिशन इंटरफेस की वजह से ये एक्सोस्केलेटन्स भी जो है दे हैव बिकम रियली पावरफुल, वो एक बड़ा एग्जाम्पल है। सिमिलरली डेवलपमेंट्स जो है लर्निंग डिसेबिलिटी में एंड इंटेलेक्चुअल डिसेबिलिटीज़ में टेक्नोलॉजी हैज़ रियली पेनिट्रेटेड एंड आई थिंक फ्यूचर में इसके बेनिफिट्स जो है कई लोगों तक पहुंचेंगे।
असिस्टिव टेक्नोलॉजी ना बहुत बार बहुत बेसिक भी हो सकती है और वो ऐसी चीज़ भी हो सकती है जो हर पर्सन के लिए मीनिंगफुल हो, not only for person with disability.
It is also used by people such as elderly. In fact, almost 1/3 of the world जो है assistive technologies use करता है। For example, अगर हम spectacle देखें जो normal कई लोग पहनते हैं, वो भी एक assistive technology है क्योंकि वो एक particular functional impairment को correct करने के लिए होता है। And जब भी कोई disability में एक sense चला जाता है तो हम बाकी 4 सेंस से उसको सब्सटीट्यूट करते हैं, जिसे हमें सेंसरी सब्सटीट्यूशन कहते हैं। जैसे जैसे टेक्नोलॉजी प्रोग्रेस कर रहा है तो असिस्टिव टेक्नोलॉजी का दायरा भी बढ़ रहा है एंड बहुत सारे जो फ्यूचर में असिस्टिव टेक्नोलॉजीज आएंगे वो ये भी हो सकता है कि काफ़ी जो है ब्रेन लेवल इम्प्लांट के साथ काम करे एंड सेंसरी सब्सटीट्यूशन काफ़ी अच्छी तरीके से कहे। और दूसरा ये है कि आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस की वजह से भी जो नॉर्मल डेटा प्रोसेसिंग और जो डेटा इंटेलिजेंस चाहिए असिस्टिव टेक्नोलॉजीज में, अब वो भी एक पॉसिबल हो सका।
फॉर एआई in this field, we are already developing number of solutions. So they are typically in the direction of making images accessible. So you just give GPT certain instructions to assume a role of a image describer, and then the GPT will describe the images for you. So other part is like, how would a blind person do coding? So if they want to become data analysts or data scientists, then that is possible now. Slowly students have started taking up. There are students, there are team members in our team who do coding in Python and everything. So there we are using the power of AI to teach a student where he has gone wrong and how that can be corrected.
जब भी हम असिस्टिव टेक्नोलॉजी यूज़ करते हैं तो इट जनरेट्स लॉट ऑफ डेटा एंड जहाँ डेटा है देयर इज़ अ लॉट ऑफ स्कोप फॉर आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस, क्योंकि डेटा को कॉन्टेक्चुअल बनाने में एआई का एक बहुत बड़ा रोल है एंड वहाँ जो है वी आर ऑलरेडी सीइंग सम ऑफ द असिस्टिव टेक्नोलॉजीज विच आर यूजिंग एआई इन अ बिग वे to give a much better experience to people otherwise which was not possible. As we go along, for example, if I take virtual reality जो है अभी largely it's based on concept of a visual creativity or you can say visual inputs जो होते हैं, but जो new VR systems आ रहे उसमें विजन के अलावा आपका टच और टैक्टाइल सेंसर्स भी आ रहे हैं। सो जैसे जैसे न्यू सेंसर्स इंटीग्रेट हो रहे हैं वीआर के साथ, तो इसका बेनिफिट जो है पीपल विद डिसेबिलिटीज़ तक भी पहुंचेगा।
टेक्नोलॉजी तो डेफिनेटली इट्स अ ग्रेट यूनिफायर। 2 डायरेक्शंस आई वुड से फॉर टेक। वन इज कि हाई टेक सॉल्यूशंस,
न्यू जनरेशन ऑफ असिस्टिव टेक्नोलॉजीज जो आ रहे हैं, they'll also use robotics in a very big way. In fact, we also have a program where we are looking at exploring robo and artificial intelligence as basically somebody who is a caregiver for the elderly person. A robo can help an elderly person to identify a medicine and give the medicine at the right time in a right form for consuming is possible.
दूसरी साइड पे very important thing in assistive technology is very low tech solutions. So what happens as teachers, you do lot of innovations, but those innovations never become solutions. मेरे टीचर ने मेरे लिए कुछ चीज़ें बनाई बट वो हज़ारों बच्चों तक कभी पहुंची नहीं, उनके टीचर्स को कुछ आइडिया नहीं है. So another area which excites us a lot is to look around and identify बिल्कुल basic चीज़ें, but if they become products, then the game can completely change. And those products should be usable by all. That is the way forward for us.
When we started this particular assistive technology lab, The idea was to reach out to as many people as possible, and we were able to do to some extent, particularly in education and mobility. But one thing which we have also seen that now government and many other organizations and startups have come in a big way to take assistive technology to next level. So we expect that in coming 10, 15 years, probably nobody would be denied of assistive technology.
हमें अपने environments accessible करने हैं, infrastructure accessible करना है, compassionate mindset को लेके आना है, और इस सब को लाते हुए जब ये supportive environment exist करेगा, then people will shine like anything. तो वो create करने की हमारी ultimate vision है और वही वे फॉरवर्ड है.
So friends, देखा आपने और आई एम श्योर आप समझे होंगे और बेटर अबाउट दिस असिस्टिव टेक. हो सकता है आप इसके बारे में पहले से जानते हो सकता है यू हैव कम अक्रॉस दिस टर्म फॉर द फर्स्ट टाइम टुडे, बट आई जस्ट हैव अ स्मॉल रिक्वेस्ट टू ऑल ऑफ यू. Now, whenever you meet anyone, हो सकता है कोई इंसान जो बुजुर्ग हो, जो अपने फ़ोन में ठीक से देख ना पा रहा हो, all you can do is just increase the font size so that it becomes easier for them to use the phone. या आपको पता है in our smartphones there are multiple such features hidden within the operating system, फिर चाहे वो Android हो या iOS हो. So I just request all of you कि next time आप अगर किसी से मिलें और कोई अगर अपने फ़ोन को ठीक से यूज़ नहीं कर पा रहा है because of a disability, तो you just help them, tell them कि वो कैसे अपने फ़ोन को यूज़ कर सकते हैं using voice commands, using their eyes, using gestures. It's very easy and आपको बहुत easily सारे options मिल जाएंगे. It might make lives of people around you even better with the help of assistive tech. मैं आपसे मिलता हूँ अगले एपिसोड में talking about again some interesting tech term. Till then, all of you take care and have a good day.
It is protest versus protest in Maharashtra. Maharashtra opposition protest over Shivaji statue. The opposition alliance Maha Vikas Aghadi is holding a protest in Mumbai over Shivaji statue collapse. That protest march has in fact begun. Top leaders of the Maha Vikas Aghadi are also part of this protest. Now, on one hand, the Maha Vikas Aghadi is holding these big agitations on the issue of vandalizing the statue of Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj, and in response, the BJP is also holding agitations in 12 different districts. And my colleague Anuj Rayate joins us live right now. Anuj, what can you tell us? You are there on the ground. What can you tell us about these protests? It is protest versus protest. One protest is happening where you are at the ground, and it is also expected that there are 12 different protests by the government that is going to take place, the Mahayuti alliance that is going to take place today.
Yes, indeed. You see the place around here, where I'm standing at the moment, Hutatma Chowk. This is where the Maha Vikas Aghadi had announced their protest today, and you can see a large number of people have turned up here, mostly from Shiv Sena, but pretty much people or workers from all the three primary parties, opposition parties, that is Shiv Sena, NCP, and the Indian National Congress. We see that several leaders have also made their way through, be it Arvind Sawant, Varshatai Gaikwad, or even Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj have come here to protest here with the public. But as you rightly said, that BJP is also holding protests in 12 different districts today here in Maharashtra, and that is to stop the politicization over the matter of Chhatrapati's statue falling in Sindhudurg on the 26th of last month. We saw the Prime Minister of the country apologizing in a public rally a couple of days ago, but that does not seem to have diluted the matter at all, because the former Chief Minister of Maharashtra, Prithviraj Chavan, said that apology is not all that you can do. There is the need for a transparent probe into this into this particular matter, and why has the accused, why is the primary accused not been caught yet? Why is he still absconding? And the person they've caught is the structural consultant of the statue. And of course, we also saw the attempts by the Chief Minister to shrug this entire matter off and try to push it on the on the Navy. But the Navy later said that it was a project primarily driven by the Navy, but it was done in cooperation with the government. Maharashtra. Now we'll talk to a few of these protesters here to try and understand about a little more about the protests. मैडम आप बताइए कि यहाँ पे महा विकास अघाड़ी के सारे अलग अलग पार्टीज के नेता या वर्कर यहाँ पे मौजूद हैं और प्राइम मिनिस्टर ने ऑलरेडी माफ़ी मांग ली है, तो आगे डिमांड्स क्या है प्रोटेस्टर्स की?
माफ़ी हमेशा मांगते हैं, लेकिन ये माफ़ी मांगने के लायक नहीं है। ये माफ़ी का है क्या? आप कितने बड़े बड़े जो किले हमारे हम लोग उनको देवता मानते हैं और ये देवता को आप पूछते नहीं हो और ऐसी बातें माफ़ी से होती नहीं है।
Okay, so this is the mood of the protesters here, and we also have Miss Varsha Tai Gaikwad, and we'd like to talk to. One second. Shivaji. Varsha Tai, we are live on NDTV. Tai, we saw that the Prime Minister apologized on this matter a couple of days ago, and yet so many people have turned up here to protest. What more is it that the protesters demand from the Prime Minister?
प्राइम मिनिस्टर एक बार नहीं 100 बार भी माफी मांगे, सब माफी मांगे, लेकिन ये जो चीज हुई है ये महाराष्ट्र के स्वाभिमान को ठेस पहुंची है, महाराष्ट्र की अस्मिता को ठेस पहुंची है। आप समझते हो, छत्रपति शिवाजी महाराज का स्टैचू नहीं गिरा है, महाराष्ट्र का स्वाभिमान गिरा है। मैंने पहले भी कहा है कि शिव छत्रपति महाराज और जो महाराष्ट्र है उसको आप अलग नहीं कर सकते। आज हमारे अस्मिता पे चोट आई है और ऐसे समय में हम लोग जो बात कर रहे हैं वो ये बात करें कि देखिए 8 महीने में स्टैचू गिरा, उसको बनाने के लिए 6 महीना लगा, 236 करोड़ का कॉन्ट्रैक्ट दिया, किसके दोस्त को दिया? वो फरार है आज भी। इतना निकृष्ट दर्जे का काम हुआ जिसका उद्घाटन देश के प्राइम मिनिस्टर के हाथों से हुआ, तो जिम्मेदारी तो लेनी होगी। राज्य सरकार के मुख्यमंत्री उप मुख्यमंत्री का जब तक राजीनामा नहीं आएगा तब तक हमारा संघर्ष जारी रहेगा।
ताई, बीजेपी भी आज के दिन बहुत सारे अलग 12 जिलों में प्रोटेस्ट कर रहा है, उसके बारे में आप क्या कहना चाहेंगे?
देखिए वो किस बात का प्रोटेस्ट कर रहा है, किस बात का कर रहा है?
वो चाहते हैं कि जो पॉलिटिसाइजेशन है छत्रपति,
किस बात का पॉलिटिसाइजेशन हो रहा है? शर्म आनी चाहिए उनको। पहले तो उनको सबसे बड़ा बात यह है कि उनके कार्यकाल में इतना बड़ा भ्रष्टाचार हुआ है। 8 महीने में एक स्टैचू गिरता है, वो भी छत्रपति महाराज का स्टैचू गिरता है। क्या बोल रही है? अरे महाराष्ट्र का आपको सबसे बड़ी बात है कि आराध्य देवता है, महाराष्ट्र से अलग नहीं कर सकते आप इनको। और महाराष्ट्र के स्वाभिमान और अस्मिता से खेलने वालों को जनता भी सबक सिखाएगी और उनकी कुर्सियां भी हम लोग खाली करने तक ये संघर्ष करते रहेंगे।
Thank you. This was Varsha Tai Gaikwad, the MP from the Congress party here in Mumbai, making it very clear that the protests won't stop until the Chief Minister and the Deputy Chief Ministers resign from their position.
Landslide devastation in Kerala's Wayanad. Join NDTV's initiative. Donate for Kerala.
Stay informed and entertained with the new and updated NDTV News app. You can watch all our channels live, listen to podcasts, read breaking and exclusive news from around the world and more. Download the NDTV app today and get access to the best journalism and storytelling on your smartphone or tablet. The NDTV app. News that matters to you.
Hi, I'm Shreya Saran. Kerala's Wayanad area is hit by devastating landslides, resulting in loss of lives and livelihood. Kerala needs your help right now. Let's join NDTV initiative. Come, donate. Let's rebuild Wayanad.
Landslide devastation in Kerala's Wayanad. Join NDTV's initiative. Donate for Kerala.
Some people say the metaverse will only be virtual. One day this lecture hall will be made of code, and driverless cars would be trapped in intersections. But even in this maze of the future, you can't wish away health. It's time to become more resilient. 10 years of Banega Swasth India, we have grown and achieved so many milestones. And now I have a plan to beat the urgency, to stop breathing with difficulty, to relieve getting choked with inactivity. Energize our government, our environment, our society, and ourselves. Everyone, everywhere, every day. Banega Swasth India. One world hygiene.
Stay informed and entertained with the new and updated NDTV News app. You can watch all our channels live, listen to podcasts, read breaking and exclusive news from around the world and more. Download the NDTV app today and get access to the best journalism and storytelling on your smartphone or tablet. The NDTV app. News that matters to you.
Landslide devastation in Kerala's Wayanad. Join NDTV's initiative. Donate for Kerala.
Hello and welcome to News at Noon. I'm your host Rika Roy. There are protests happening from Maharashtra to Mollywood. In between, there is a war of words between two ministers. Lots happening this Sunday afternoon. I will be with you over the next half hour to get you all the top stories. First up, the headlines at this hour. Maharashtra opposition holds protests against the collapse of Shivaji's statue. Opposition in Maharashtra, NVA, they are holding a protest march. Top MBA leaders are at the protest site. BJP holds a counter-protest in 12 of Maharashtra's districts. In an exclusive interview to NDTV, actress Sonia Malhar speaks on Jayasurya's claim. Actor Jayasurya had claimed that assault allegations are false, but Sonia Malhar claims that the complaint is genuine and will take back the complaint only after he tenders a public apology. Tejashwi Yadav finds himself in hot water over his comments on Assam Chief Minister Himanta Biswa Sarma. Sarma says that these comments are racist after Tejashwi calls him a Chinese version of Yogi Adityanath. Senior JDU spokesperson resigns from a post. KC Tyagi has called it quits on personal reasons. And in football, Northeast United wins the Durand Cup. This is their first title in 10 years. Northeast beat Mohun Bagan in the final of the Durand Cup.
Within the space of 5 minutes, Northeast United.
We start with the story from Maharashtra. Now, the Maharashtra opposition leaders are protesting over the collapse of the Shivaji statue. MVA leaders are holding a protest march in Mumbai. Currently, top leaders of MVA have taken part in this protest. On one hand, Maha Vikas Aghadi is holding a rally today over the issue of vandalizing the statue of Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj. In response to this, BJP is also having rallies in as many as 12 districts in Maharashtra. Let's have a look at this report that our colleague Anuj sent.
We have senior Shiv Sena MP Mr. Arvind Sawant here with us. Sir, tell us that at this time, when protests are going on here in Mumbai, same time the BJP is also conducting protests across the state against this particular protest. What would you like to say about it?
They should be ashamed of it. You have insulted the Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj, who is for us is an idol, is an icon for us, for whom we used to bow down and then work throughout our life. Even the government says, we believe in the thoughts which have been laid down by Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj. And still, you are violating it. You don't feel ashamed of it? The separate flags which were hosted here, they have been removed yesterday. What a great thing police have done. Hindutva ki baat karte. You speak about Hindutva and you remove the saffron flags over here. Don't you feel ashamed of it? The saffron belongs to Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj. The saffron flag belongs to Maharashtra. Don't touch it. You are insulting every moment the feelings of the people of Maharashtra.
So Prime Minister Narendra Modi apologized for this in Malvan a couple of days ago, and after that we saw Mr. Fadnavis say that even after this, if the opposition is protesting, it is...
Why he was silent so much? Did he apologize? And then Honorable Prime Minister comes and apologizes. It's not to politicize. It's a political statement, just for the sake of the election which is ensuing election in Maharashtra. Why he kept silent for so many days? After so many days, he is speaking out here. When he arrives in Maharashtra, goes to Vadwan port, and then he speaks about it. That apology also will not stand, because people know it is a political statement.
Well, my colleague Anuj Raite is in Mumbai. He joins us from an iconic Mumbai location. Thank you very much for joining us on that story once again. Anuj, well, as elections draw close, protests also gather steam, it seems.
Yes, indeed. You see, this protest took place. This protest taking place at a very interesting point of time. It's just a couple of months before the elections, and although both the sides, be it the opposition or the government, they're saying that the protest is not conducting here at this point, not political in any sort. But you can see around me now, Uddhav Thackeray is giving a speech there under the statue, the iconic statue of Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj. This is right in front of the Gateway of India, and this is representatives of all the parties who have walked, 1.5 kilometers. Including an 84-year-old Sharad Pawar and the other heads of the other parties as well. We saw representation amongst workers is concerned from all the three major parties, and all of them are demanding the resignation of the Chief Minister and the two DCMs because of this particular matter. And this shows that this particular issue of the fall of Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj statue might as well become one of the more important points moving ahead as far as elections. So now I have one of the protesters here with me, and we'd like to talk to her about. मैडम, आप बताइए कि जो सरकार में बैठे हुए लोग हैं, उन्होंने कहा कि कांग्रेस के बहुत सारे राज्यों में भी छत्रपति शिवाजी महाराज का स्टैचू निकाला गया, फिर चाहे वो कर्नाटका से हो, मध्य प्रदेश से हो, तो यहाँ पे ये जो प्रोटेस्ट चल रहे हैं, ये पॉलिटिकल प्रोटेस्ट नहीं है, ऐसा आप मानेंगे या कहेंगे कि ये पॉलिटिकल प्रोटेस्ट
नहीं? ये जो आज जो हर एक महाराष्ट्र जो रोड पे आए हैं, उनका वो आक्रोश है, क्योंकि ये महाराष्ट्र शिवाजी छत्रपति महाराज का है, और शिवाजी छत्रपति महाराज का अपमान का निषेध करने के लिए हम सरकार के सामने खड़े हैं, सरकार को पूछने के लिए और सरकार को चले जाओ यहाँ से कहने के लिए, क्योंकि हर एक जनता इनके भ्रष्टाचार से संतप्त हुई है। जनता सब कुछ सहन कर सकती है, लेकिन शिवाजी महाराज का अपमान नहीं सहन कर सकती।
So you see, the matter here is not just the fall of the statue or the apology that comes after it, but it is also about
this has become a full-on political issue ahead of the elections. Would you say that it has become a full-fledged political issue ahead of the elections, and the opposition is trying to make the most of it?
When we were interacting with leaders like Arvind Sawant, Varsha Gaikwad, we asked them this question, right? Is it a politically motivated protest? And of course, the clear answer from them was no. They said that at any point of time, if there was a fall of Chhatrapati's statue, it would have become a matter. But then it becomes very apparent.
We'll have to show our viewers what Uddhav Thackeray is speaking at the moment, so do stay on with us for a little more.
त्या पुतळ्यामध्ये पुतळा बसवताना भ्रष्टाचार झाला म्हणून मागितली, भ्रष्टाचारांवरती पांघरून घालण्यासाठी म्हणून मागितली. मोदी त्यावेळी आला, निवडणुकीसाठी आला हे तर आम्हाला माहिती होतं. आम्हाला एक वाटलं होतं, अभिमान वाटला होता की आपल्या देशात पहिल्या प्रथम नौदल दिन माझ्या महाराष्ट्राच्या किनारपट्टीवरती चाललं होतं, इमानदार केला होता. पण त्याच वेळेला घाईघाईने भ्रष्टाचार करून महाराजांचा पुतळा बसवण्याची काही गरज नव्हती. आणि मी काल परवाच म्हटलेलं आहे, निवडणुकीच्या वेळेला मोदी म्हणत होते की हे मोदी गॅरंटी आहे, हीच ती मोदी गॅरंटी, जिथे हात लावेल तिथे सत्यानाश होईल. माफी तुम्ही कोणाकोणाची मागणार? महाराजांचा पुतळा कोसळला भ्रष्टाचारांनी त्याच्यासाठी मागणार? तुम्ही ते निवडणुकीसाठी म्हणून भाई गडबडीने राम मंदिर उभं केलं ते गळतंय म्हणून तुम्ही मागणार? भाई गडबडीने संसद भवन उभं केलं ते गळतंय म्हणून मागणार? दिल्लीच्या एअरपोर्टचं छत कोसळलं, विमानतळाची छत कोसळताय, पूल कोसळताय, सगळ्याबद्दल मोदीजी तुम्ही माफी मागण्यापेक्षा जसं आपल्या महामहिम राष्ट्रपतीजी म्हणाले की आता बस झालं, कदाचित देशाने एक चूक घडली असेल, तुम्हाला निवडून दिलं, पण महाराजांची माफी इतक्याची मगरुरी मागून चालणार नाही. हा शिवप्रेमी महाराष्ट्र आहे, हा महाराष्ट्राच्या आत्म्याचा अपमान केलेला आहे, महाराष्ट्र धर्माचा अपमान केलेला आहे आणि महाराष्ट्र कधीही शिवरायांचा अपमान करण्याला माफ करत नाही, करणार नाही हे दाखवून देण्यासाठी आपण इकडे जमलेलो आहोत. आता ही जी जाग आलेली आहे ती जाग अशीच कायम ठेवा आणि या महाराष्ट्र द्रोह्यांना शिवद्रोह्यांना गेट आउट ऑफ इंडिया हे करून दाखवल्याशिवाय बसू नका. जय हिंद, जय महाराष्ट्र.
राहुल राजे आज या ठिकाणी उपस्थित आहे. आपल्या सगळ्यांच्या वतीनं मी त्यांना बोलायची विनंती.
आज आपण मालवणच्या जवळ काय झालं हे सगळ्यांनी पाहिलं आणि संपूर्ण महाराष्ट्रात नव्हे तर भारत किंवा भारताच्या बाहेर सुद्धा सगळे लोक संतप्त झालेले आहेत. अशा तऱ्हेने असा पुतळा शिवाजी महाराजांचा बनवायचा हा महाराष्ट्राचा आणि महाराष्ट्रीयन लोकांचा निश्चित अपमान आहे आणि जे आता घडलंय त्याला कोणी मोकळं सोडणार नाही. आणि आपण बघितलं संपूर्ण महाराष्ट्रामध्ये संताप झालेला आहे आणि यांनी जे दोषी असतील त्याच्यामध्ये त्यांना
that you are seeing from Mumbai over the collapse of Chhatrapati Shivaji statue. It has now become a full-blown political issue ahead of the elections, with Uddhav Thackeray also taking to the streets, addressing the public about how Maharashtra pride has been hit by the collapse of the statue of Chhatrapati Shivaji. Today, top MVA leaders, including Uddhav Thackeray, as you can see there in the picture, are on the streets protesting against what has happened and what they call as an incident that has hurt the Maratha pride. Well, you can see hundreds of leaders who are out on the streets of Mumbai to protest against the incident. Maharashtra is closing in on elections as well, and as elections draw close, protests also gather steam there. It's not just that the MVA leaders are protesting, the coalition is protesting. These are the pictures of the coalition protest, but in 12 districts of Maharashtra, BJP is also protesting, and they're saying that their protest is against the false narrative. There on your screen is Sharad Pawar as well, so you can clearly see all the top MVA leaders today have taken to the streets to protest against what they call is hurting of Maratha pride. Hundreds and thousands of party workers of these three coalition parties are on the streets today. Uddhav Thackeray is there, and so is Sharad Pawar. A little while ago, Uddhav Thackeray in fact addressed the public at the gateway of India. There on your screen is the rally, is the protest that is being organized by MVA in Mumbai against the collapse of Chhatrapati Shivaji statue. And they're calling, the opposition leaders are calling it a significant jolt, a hurt to Marathi pride. My colleague Anuj Raite is there. Anuj, tell us a little bit on what did Uddhav Thackeray have to say.
You see, the leaders of all the three primary opposition parties gave speeches here, starting with Sharad Pawar, and then, of course, Uddhav Thackeray carried it on. And important statements being made, especially they countered the point on the basis of which the Bharatiya Janata Party, that is the BJP, which leads the alliance government here in Maharashtra, has been trying to target the opposition. They've been saying that the protest led by the opposition is completely political in nature, and it has been done just 2 months before the elections, keeping the elections in mind. Of course, we've been asking these questions to all the political leaders here. At the moment, you can see the visuals of the protest getting over, so the leaders are leaving. But we asked the question about the politicization of this protest to all the leaders, and they had the same thing to say, that it is about their pride, it is about their deity, Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj, and not about elections. And the matter was also addressed by Uddhav Thackeray while giving his speech. That was the major crux of his speech, where he said that the Bharatiya Janata Party is also holding protests in different parts of the state today on the basis of the opposition politicizing this matter. But this protest is not for elections, it is for keeping up with the pride, and asmita is the word that he used, which is Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj of the from Maharashtra, leading up to the elections. Now this ends the protest here at the iconic location of Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj statue in front of the Gateway of India. But as Nana Patole, the state unit chief of the Congress party, has said before, that this particular protest is expected to carry on in the deeper pockets of the state, be it in different cities, different towns, districts, and even villages, and that will probably go on till the elections. So the narrative is set in place. We saw what happened in Badlapur a couple of weeks ago. The opposition tried to put a Maharashtra Bandh on the basis of that. Even today, the opposition did not have the necessary permissions from the police, but then the people surged in a huge amount, and the protest, which came to an end here, was fairly successful, is what the leaders of the opposition party would say. But as we've been saying, that the alliance government in Maharashtra, that is the Mahayuti government, is also holding protests in different cities just to counter the point of politicization. Now, a few days back, this issue happened on the 26th of last month, that is August. But a few days back, we saw NCP, Ajit Pawar faction of NCP, also hold silent protests against their own government. Ajit Pawar was in fact the first deputy chief minister, or the part of the government, to apologize in front of the people. And in the very first statement that he made while going on in his Jan Sanman Yatra, he apologized, and after that we saw other leaders, including the Prime Minister of India, Narendra Modi, apologize in front of everyone. So, of course, the leaders here, the leaders of the opposition, are not completely satisfied and happy over the apology. What they want is an investigation. They want a probe in this matter. And many of them, including Varshatai Gaikwad from the Congress party, are also demanding for the resignation of the Chief Minister and the Deputy Chief Minister over the issue of the statue fall.
Right. What they are actually pointing out is that the statue was made in 8 months. Projects like this take longer time, and that's because PM Modi wanted to inaugurate the statue. That is what the opposition is claiming, and they are wanting a clear investigation into the incident that has happened, and that has also hurt Maratha pride. There on your picture are the leaders who are leaving from India Gate after the protests in the heart of Mumbai. From Mumbai, let's move to Andhra Pradesh, where rain has hit havoc. Train services have been affected due to flooding. Heavy rain has also triggered floods, landslide, transport, not just rain, but other transport services have also been disrupted. In fact, the Nara Lokesh has visited houses hit by landslide. I'm also told that power services have been affected by flood situation. Multiple rain-related deaths are being reported from Guntur, Vijayawada. Heavy rains and disruption of train services in Andhra Pradesh, Telangana. Residents are cautioned not to stay in damaged homes. Officials warn against unnecessary travel. Trains in several key routes have also been cancelled. Now, actor politician Balakrishna has completed 50 years in the Telugu film industry and says it is a world record because he has stayed put there. He's been a hero over these years, and even now on the eve of a grand function to felicitate him, at which chief ministers of both Telugu states will be present, the 64-year-old unstoppable star spoke to my colleague Uma Sudhir about what people don't know about his dad NTR, films, politics, and who will be the future Andhra Pradesh CM.
50 years staying as hero in the Telugu film industry. I have with me the evergreen Nandamuri Balakrishna Garu. You're really unstoppable, like your OTT show seems to suggest. Now the Telugu industry, both Andhra Pradesh and Telangana, is coming together to celebrate your glorious career of 50 years.
Hello to everybody. Thanks to NDTV, and I'm here because of you. I'm very happy, and yeah, it's a record. I don't ever keep my records in my account.
But it's almost like a world record, I think.
Yeah, it's a world. I should not say, but yeah, the fact is, it is because never no one has sustained as a hero in 50 years. Okay, they shifted to character, like character actors and like that, but not as a hero. And also, like even my father, to say that my father was also not there for 50 years as a hero. Okay.
Your father would have been very proud of you today.
Yeah, he's still there. He's always there. Many great people like my father, they die. Many great people like my father die, but they are always still in our memories. As sweet as in our memories, lovingly and as ever in flesh and blood. Lovingly and beloved forever. Many great people die like my father, but they are still with us, sweet in our memories, as ever in flesh and blood, living forever. So
both the Telugu chief ministers are coming, ministers are coming. Everyone has enjoyed your films for such a long time.
Yeah.
And even across states, actually, people do watch Balakrishna's movie. I mean, even on OTT and all that.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm happy for all my achievements. Which I don't attribute only to myself, but to my producers, my directors, and my Telugu film industry for their creativeness. Always they are, today you are seeing how large our Telugu film industry is. I can attribute the South because my father was basically from, at that time, when he entered the industry, was in Chennai. The film industry was in Chennai. I was also in Chennai, born, but came here, and when I he became the CM, and I went into his shoes. I went back to Chennai. I was there for till the industry shifted to. So I attribute a lot to everyone for what all I've achieved, and for the people also. It is always that you are like an everyday consumable commodity. You give it, and people are there always to receive.
So what is your secret? You have seen from ANR, NTR, to again Chiranjeevi, Venkatesh, Nagarjuna, and now youngsters. With them also you are competing as much. And your films actually run for 100 days, not the first week that collections happen, but 100 days, even a year. What is your secret?
The secret is
enthusiasm.
It's like a success. So we do a film and we wait for the result of the movie. And when it's a big success, and it is like they're patting your back and encouraging you to give them more films like this. Because I have like that many feathers in my cap. Like I have done the first Indian social fantasy film, Aditya 369. Then I did Bhairav Dvipam, which is a folklore film. And then I have done here. I've started doing the genre, the faction genre. Science fiction. Like Samarasimha Reddy, Narasimha Naidu. So I was the person who started our team. I don't say I. And I know I don't keep any record of my of my collections or how many films I have done, how many centers I have run. My fans are there.
One thing I must ask you, because your brother-in-law is the Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh as well. Do you give him tips, advice or anything? Does he ask you for advice?
No, he doesn't ask me. But because he's a visionary leader, he knows for the whole world, I think as a visionary leader, he's like a brand. And everyone knows about him. There's nothing that we can give him
But
any...
you don't know the public pulse. You know how to read the public pulse, having been in the public domain for a long time. Mr. Naidu did not come from such a background, isn't it, like you did? In terms of being able to understand moods and how to body language, all those things.
But as a politician, he has his experience, right? Since he was in Congress, he was a cinematography minister and archaeology minister. Later in Telugu Desam Party, he came, worked for the party's organization, and then he came to write politics again. So he has his, he's known for his vision. I'm known to, but the party organization, all that, I deal mostly with because he has no time to spend for the party organization.
Maharashtra opposition. In fact, it's time for a quick break on the show, but more on the other side. Stay tuned.
Hello, Moto.
Stay informed and entertained with the new and updated NDTV News app. You can watch all our channels live, listen to podcasts, read breaking and exclusive news from around the world and more. Download the NDTV app today and get access to the best journalism and storytelling on your smartphone or tablet. The NDTV app. News that matters to you.
Hi, I'm Shreya Saran. Kerala's Wayanad area is hit by devastating landslides, resulting in loss of lives and livelihood. Kerala needs your help right now. Let's join NDTV initiative. Come, donate. Let's rebuild Wayanad.
Landslide devastation in Kerala's Wayanad. Join NDTV's initiative. Donate for Kerala.
Some people say the metaverse will only be virtual. One day this lecture hall will be made of code, and driverless cars would be trapped in intersections. But even in this maze of the future, you can't wish away health. It's time to become more resilient. "10 years of Banega Swasth India, we have grown and achieved so many milestones. And now I have a plan to beat the urgency, to stop breathing with difficulty, to relieve getting choked with inactivity. Energize our government, our environment, our society, and ourselves. Everyone, everywhere, every day. Banega Swasth India. One world hygiene.
Stay informed and entertained with the new and updated NDTV News app. You can watch all our channels live, listen to podcasts, read breaking and
Landslide devastation in Kerala's Wayanad. Join NDTV's initiative. Donate for Kerala.
stay informed and entertained with the new and updated NDTV News app. You can watch all our channels live, listen to podcasts, read breaking and exclusive news from around the world and more. Download the NDTV app today and get access to the best journalism and storytelling on your smartphone or tablet. The NDTV app. News that matters to you.
Hi, I'm Shreya Saran. Kerala's Wayanad area is hit by devastating landslides, resulting in loss of lives and livelihood. Kerala needs your help right now. Let's join NDTV initiative. Come, donate. Let's rebuild Wayanad.
Landslide devastation in Kerala's Wayanad. Join NDTV's initiative. Donate for Kerala.
Some people say the metaverse will only be virtual. One day this lecture hall will be made of code, and driverless cars would be trapped in intersections. But even in this maze of the future, you can't wish away health. It's time to become more resilient. "10 years of Banega Swasth India, we have grown and achieved so many milestones. And now I have a plan to beat the urgency, to stop breathing with difficulty, to relieve getting choked with inactivity. Energize our government, our environment, our society.
Words are power, words are magic, words are fun, words are sexy, words can move you to tears, words can make you laugh, and words can do everything. And only a wordsmith understands this. This is Dr. Shashi Tharoor's 26th book, and it's already a bestseller. Dr. Tharoor, thank you so much for your time.
Nice to meet you, Maria, again, but it's only being launched today as we speak.
Dr. Tharoor, in terms of your 26th book, you're coming back to words, and you've woven together what is clearly language, literature, and culture in narrative. I mean, someone who is a wordsmith and loves playing with words, perhaps the only member of parliament or a parliamentarian all over the world who loves to do or who loves to create words. What made you write this?
Well, long and complicated story, Maria. First of all, you need to have come back to words, but I've never left words. Words have been with me throughout. After all books are made up of words, so to that degree, words are there. But a book about words is the first time I'm doing it. And I was hesitating a little bit when my publisher suggested it, because I just thought, do I really want to be saddled with this reputation of being sort of some sort of etymological egghead, just stuck with words all the time? But the truth is that in some ways, it seemed to be fun. Actually, this whole idea of writing about words started with, I had done a very lighthearted book, sort of with just one word per page descriptions, and it was called Tharoorosaurus. It was published a few years ago and did well, and people liked it and so on. So there was some pressure on me to do another. Meanwhile, a newspaper in the Gulf, the Khaleej Times, asked me to do a weekly column on words. And I sort of rather rashly said yes. I don't know how to say no, which is a big problem in life generally. But also I thought it might be fun and easy to toss off every week. It turned out to be a little harder work than that. But then I'd done that for a couple of years, and I thought, why not add to them, merge some, delete some, change things around, and create a book instead that will last longer than a weekly newspaper gets thrown out on the Sunday night or whatever. In the Gulf, it's Friday. I thought maybe it'll be a good idea to try and write a book out of this. So I put everything together and had a little bit of fun doing that, because the idea was to communicate the value of words to people who enjoy it. Never words for their own sake. Words only matter depending on how you use them and for what purpose you use them. And so in politics, I always thought words mattered because words are the vehicles of your ideas, your beliefs, your thoughts. And that's the spirit in which I approach this whole challenge.
And what draws you to uncommon words?
Well, look, I mean, it's not, first of all, sometimes, as with my notorious tweet about a certain libelous TV program, I didn't actually think that the words were that uncommon. It suddenly, you may remember I was really very incensed by a particularly nasty show some years ago, and I tweeted something along the lines of, what was it? Something along a farrago of misrepresentations,
Yes.
distortions, and outright lies broadcast by an unprincipled showman masquerading as a journalist. This was my tweet. I actually didn't know that any of those words was not known because these are all words I've been using since my debating days at St. Stephen's College. And frankly, it was not uncommon in those days in college debating to play around with words as part of the sort of whole process of repartee that occupies college debaters. I remember once, not me, but there was a rather brilliant debater from another college. We used to have this tradition of questions from the audience, and it was some debate, some sexist topic about women or whatever, and he was asked by a rather incensed woman in the audience about something, and he replied, he didn't have a good answer otherwise in terms of, he just replied, "Madam, we're trying to be logical, not biological." That was the kind of thing people did in college all the time. So I didn't think that my tweet was going to surprise anyone. To my utter surprise, the Oxford English Dictionary found itself tweeting a few hours later that they'd seen an unprecedented search of 1 million people looking up the meaning of the word farrago, and they were mainly from India. And what's more, apparently, no one had looked for more than 6 or 7 times a day for the preceding 25 years or whatever for that particular word. And so that's how suddenly I got this reputation for being, and I think a rather inflated reputation for being some sort of outsized vocabularist. And there were lots of memes and jokes and people pulling my leg and everyone doing everything from sort of extremely wordy sort of descriptions of how to make bhel puri and claiming that Shashi Tharoor said it, or issuing Diwali greetings with huge cumbersome words and saying Shashi Tharoor greeted me on Diwali, and became a kind of, and then after a while I thought, either you start resenting this and react in a sulky or surly manner, or you just decide to take it in stride and go along with it. So I started going along with it. And then the thing happened that I remember I wrote a book called The Paradoxical Prime Minister, and the publishers, Aleph, wanted me to tweet that the book was available. And I thought, rather than just tweeting that the book is available in a picture of the cover, which all the other authors are doing, I said, this book is much more than a 480-page exercise in floxy-nosy nihilipedification. But I also gave the definition that floxy-nosy nihilipedification is a word that translates into the act of estimating something or someone as worthless. So I was trying to say, I'm not saying with a book like this that I'm just discarding the Prime Minister as worthless. On the contrary, it's a more complex analysis and you might enjoy reading it. And it had the desired effect. Suddenly, little kids were being forced by their parents to mug up the word floxy-nosy nihilipedification. And for many months thereafter, I kept having, wherever at parties, at events, at receptions, little kids being brought out to me saying, "Tell Uncle floxy-nosy." So it just became kind of a
rage.
No, it just became part of the sort of an extra dimension of my image, to answer your question.
So, word craft. How does this interest, particularly in etymology, inform your writing and choice of words?
Look, I've always felt that words define thoughts. I mean, a thought remains inchoate in your head unless you can find the words to express it. Whether you're doing it on television, Mario, or I'm doing it in a newspaper column or in a book, words are the vehicles for one's thoughts and ideas. So there's absolutely no way that you can do without words. And the question is, what kind of words? What do your words say about the thoughts you're trying to convey? I definitely do not believe that big words or difficult words, or as you put it, uncommon words, are preferred. On the contrary, I prefer the opposite, because I do believe that as far as communication is concerned, the most important thing is to be understood by your audience. And in a country like India, where we have people who speak so many different languages, where even the levels of comprehension of English vary so much from one person to the next, it's very difficult to strike the right note. So something which may work well when read in a serious newspaper or whatever may defeat an unwary listener who hasn't had that kind of language.
I mean,
but that's the challenge you're constantly trying to find.
This fascinating etymological discoveries, if I may say, does it have to do with research?
Yeah. So I mean the chapters about things like words that have come into English from German or French or Japanese or whatever, all of that of course is research, but in many cases I was familiar with the words. It's impossible not to be aware of some of these words because you come across them in your normal reading in English language. So I mean, for example, the German word Schadenfreude, which means something like taking malicious pleasure in other people's misfortunes. Now that's a word that's very commonly used in English. The irony is there is an equivalent in English, but no one uses it in English. So there's a word called epicaricacy, which means the same thing, and which is derived from Greek. Schadenfreude is German. But the English themselves in conversation prefer to use the German word. So how can you not know it? And then, so I've got a little chapter about words that have come into English that way. Zeitgeist, leitmotif. These are all German words that you actually find yourself using in English quite unconsciously. French even more, because the English are the descendants of the Normans who crossed over into England, that defeated William, William the Conqueror defeating King Harold in England, 1066 and all that. And then they merged with the local population of Anglo-Saxons, and the English language therefore had a lot of French-Norman influence. So all of these things I found fascinating because I'm interested in history and I'm interested in words, and the history of words therefore becomes fascinating to me.
Yes, and you've also reflected what is visibly the cultural and historical shift.
Yeah, so I mean, for example, the whole chapter on Indian English. Yes. What is Indian English? Is there one such thing as Indian English? Is some of it just bad English? Is some of it simply legitimate for us to do, even if we are saying things that a Westerner or an Englishman or an American would not say the same way? And I robustly defend that, because just as there are expressions in Australia in English or in America in English that are not the same in England, why can't there be expressions in India which are not the same in England? Why is it suddenly less legitimate because the BBC wouldn't use it?
It may not be appropriate for an author who has published 26 books to answer this question, but nevertheless I'm going to ask. Are there writers or authors that have forced you to go back to thesaurus or dictionary?
Very rarely. And that's partially because I've been reading indiscriminately and widely and extensively since my very, very young days. I was an asthmatic child, Maria, and in India, to be asthmatic, unable to sleep, unable to go out and play with your friends, unable to do anything but sit up, and there's no TV in those days, no Nintendo, no PlayStation, no laptops and no mobile phones. The only thing I had available to me were books. And so I read, and I was the eldest child in the family, so I didn't have my older sisters or brothers, any of them, and therefore I had to borrow my parents' books to read. I would often in the bedroom, surrounded by my parents' books, I would be reading words that I couldn't fully understand. But you come across the same word 3 times in 3 different books and 3 different contexts, you'll get the meaning and even the nuance, its usage very quickly. So I rapidly outgrew the habit of looking up words because the sense became very clear to me. And today, it's relatively rare for me to come across a word that I don't know. And nowadays, of course, though I have always had in my bookshelf a dictionary, I don't think the one in my house has been opened at all in the last 15 years or so, because we have, if you really have an emergency to check something, there's always the internet.
And are there some specific literary movements or any style of writing that resonates with your word craft?
No, what I write instinctively. I honestly feel the way you write is as the way you speak or the way you think. It's just natural. It's the way the words come into your mind and come out of you. And to me, therefore, I've never believed that writing can be taught or that imitative writing has any great value. When I began as a child, of course my writing was imitative because I didn't know any better. So, I mean, my first short stories, which I never published, were sort of like the Enid Blyton books that I was reading as a kid, the 5 Fine Doubters or the Secret 7 and so on. I had the 6 Solvers, who were Indian kids going off to a village in Kerala, as my sisters and I were dragged off to a village in Kerala every year on vacations, and solving mysteries the way in which Enid Blyton's characters are solving mysteries in England. Now, the manuscripts are long lost, alas, but the point is that that was very derivative. But then I realized it's better to be yourself and write in your own way. And after a while, because I was getting published from a very young age, my first articles appeared in print from the time I was 10, short stories as well as articles. I just evolved my own style from the process of writing. I went through a phase of using unnecessarily big words, simply because I loved words, and then I realized that there's no point writing words that people can't understand amongst your readers. And so by and large, I would like to think that I've been giving the right emphasis to communicating and being understood through my words. Every once in a while, I may use a word that perhaps the majority of my readers may not understand, and therefore they should be free to look it up. But usually, apart from jokes like floxinacinosin nihilipilification, I try not to do that.
So, you know, you have often sparkled your writings with some kind of wit and humor. Does that come?
That comes from my fondness for reading wit and humor, and I loved, from my young childhood, I remember a Jesuit priest teaching us English in class 7 in my Campion school in Bombay, giving us a dictation test, and he read out a passage that was so funny that I was chortling while writing down. I got all the spellings right, but then I immediately went to the priest afterwards and said, "Where is this from? I want to read the book you've read from." And it turned out to be a book by P.G. Wodehouse. And from there onwards, from the age of 11 to the age of about 19, I read all 95 of Wodehouse's masterworks. And he was such a master of prose, such a stylist, and that too a comic stylist, to use language to effectively impart humor and to constantly surprise you with the way in which he could create the most amazing metaphors, the most amazing figures of speech. He also invented a lot of words. I have a section on, not a section, but a small essay on Wodehouse in the book, but it doesn't even do justice to the extent of my passion, because this is a book about words and not a book about reading.
And can you create a word on the spot based on a definition?
Based on a definition? Yes. I wouldn't presume. But you have to know what roots you're taking your word from and so on. What is the definition you want to try?
Any word. I will not define it. You define a word and then you create it.
No, but there are existing words for almost everything. For example, one of the words I love using is the word defenestrate, which actually comes from a Latin root meaning window. And defenestrate is to throw something or someone out of the window. What a fun word. You constantly come across situations during the day when you want to throw a person or a thing or an object or an idea or a political party out of the window, right? And at the same time, defenestrate is a metaphorical usage. It's something that you say when you literally mean to jettison something, to abandon something, to reject something. So when I used to say in the election campaign with my tongue in my cheek that I hope the voters will defenestrate the BJP government, that's a way.
And did people understand that?
They look it up if they have to, but I usually do explain what it means.
So what is the most obscure word that you've used ever in a sentence?
You know, it's difficult to figure out what's obscure because other people have to tell me it's obscure. It wasn't obscure to me. Now, I mean, I did use floxinacinosin nihilipilification, knowing it to be obscure, because it was actually a made-up word at Eton College in the 19th century when somebody was deliberately trying to make up a long word with Latin and Greek roots and so on. And that's how, and it was meant to be a joke all along. No one uses it in conversation, but I used it as a joke. Otherwise, I would say probably one of the words that I used, which I'm very pleased to see subsequently has crept into the vocabulary of some political journalists and commentators, happened a few years ago when a particular politician, you can easily guess the identity of, who had won election in his state as an ally of ours, jumped ship in the middle of his term and went over to the other side. And so I didn't say anything about him by name, but I just said, word of the day, snollygoster, first usage 1848, US, definition, a shrewd, unprincipled politician. And, you know, we have seen a snollygoster at work today. And that, of course...
so did that person call you after being given a name?
Because fortunately it doesn't function so much in English, but in another language, and I don't want to get too explicit. But if you look at how viral that tweet went at that time, snollygoster then entered. And as recently as about 6 months ago, I read an article in which somebody referred to somebody else as a snollygoster or as a snollygosters in Indian politics or whatever. And I loved it. I said, somebody got that from me because it was really an obscure word when I dredged it up.
And Dr. Tharoor, would you rather invent a new word, or are you one of those who will say that you want to remind the people of a forgotten word?
Yeah, it's more the latter. Largely because it's almost impossible to invent. Every human thought, emotion, idea has been thought of by somebody in some language. So it's more important to discover it and find a way of using it. Though I must admit that I thought I had invented the word prepone when I was in college, way back in 1972. And it's become hugely popular. Then when I wrote about this, I learned again from the Oxford English Dictionary wrote to me, saying actually there were 2 recorded usages of the word prepone before me. And one went back 100 years to a letter that somebody had written. And another came back from an Indian source at the Indian Science Congress or something. It's in the book where they had used the word prepone. So I immediately confessed in public, I'm not the originator. Maybe I can get some credit for being a popularizer of the word. But anyway, I think it's a very useful word. In English, the only way you could say to move an appointment forward is to say that, or to say to advance an appointment. But just to say I preponed it is so much simpler.
Yes.
If
And
you
it's
can
being
postpone,
used.
why can't
Yes.
you prepone?
Yes.
But it literally did not exist until
You
somebody
popularized it.
Well, in India I popularized it, but it came, it
Okay,
exists once.
so in this book, who's your target audience? Are these those
Indian.
children who come and say that I can pronounce a particular word, or is it about
It's
the
Indians who
authors,
love
the
language.
new writers?
It's Indians who love language, but definitely the publishers, as you can see from the cover illustration, are also hoping that some children will be guided in their learning of words by the book or by their parents, talking to them about the book and from the book. So yeah, you can't be too young and read it because it's written in an adult voice. And it can be read by adults without feeling anyone is talking down to them, which if an adult reads a children's book, you often feel, why are they talking down to me? So this is written very much for other English-speaking adults. But it can certainly also be helpful to young people.
So it's more of a language learning tool that you're giving to.
It can be, but it's sometimes just a pleasure. If you're somebody who already is very comfortable with the English language but enjoys the language, you're bound to come across some stories in the book, anecdotes, word origin stories, whatever, that you didn't know. Because even I, in researching them, found things that I didn't know. So why not dip into the book for that kind of joy?
Dr. Tharoor, let's end this conversation with something that I asked ChatGPT. And I asked the specific question that how is Dr. Tharoor known? And then it came that his writing style is characterized by depth and nuance. And then it said, he explores complex ideas with clarity and sophistication. And then it went on to say that Dr. Tharoor's love for words is evident because you have created a lot of obscure words, including thixotropy.
I didn't. That is not a word I've used.
And rhodomontade.
Rhodomontade I did, but I used it in order to say that I don't use it. In other words, I said, I prefer direct words that can be clearly understood rather than the most obscure or rhodomontade ones. Rhodomontade is kind of roundabout, garrulous, grandiloquent kind of vocabulary, which is not something I particularly want to use.
So ChatGPT actually acknowledges you and your mastery of language and words. So thank you so much.
Glad to hear it. More important that you acknowledge me. Thank you, Maria.
Thank you so much,
Take
sir.
care.
Thank
All
you.
the best.
Now, actor politician Balakrishna has completed 50 years in the Telugu film industry and says it is a world record because he has stayed put there. He's been a hero over these years, and even now on the eve of a grand function to felicitate him, at which chief ministers of both Telugu states will be present, the 64-year-old unstoppable star spoke to my colleague Uma Sudhir about what people don't know about his dad NTR, films, politics, and who will be the future Andhra Pradesh CM.
50 years staying as hero in the Telugu film industry. I have with me the evergreen Nandamuri Balakrishna Garu. You're really unstoppable, like your OTT show seems to suggest. Now the Telugu industry, both Andhra Pradesh and Telangana, is coming together to celebrate your glorious career of 50 years.
Hello to everybody. Thanks to NDTV, and I'm here because of you. very happy, and yeah, it's a record. I don't ever keep my records in my account.
But it's almost like a world record, I think.
Yeah, it's a world. I should not say, but yeah, the fact is, it is because never no one has sustained as a hero in 50 years. Okay, they shifted to character, like character actors and like that, but not as a hero. And also, like even my father, to say that my father was also not there for 50 years as a hero. Okay.
Your father would have been very proud of you today.
Yeah, he's still there. He's always there. Many great people like my father, they die. Many great people like my father die, but they are always still in our memories. As sweet as in our memories, lovingly and as ever in flesh and blood, lovingly and beloved forever. Many great people die like my father, but they are still with us, sweet in our memories, as ever in flesh and blood, living forever. So
both the Telugu chief ministers are coming, everyone has enjoyed your films for such a long time.
Yeah.
And even across states, actually, people do watch Balakrishna's movie. I mean, even on OTT and all that.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm happy for all my achievements, which I don't attribute only to myself, but to my producers, my directors, and my Telugu film industry for their creativeness. Always they are. Today you are seeing how large our Telugu film industry is. I can attribute the South because my father was basically from, at that time, when he entered the industry, was in Chennai. The film industry was in Chennai. I was also in Chennai, born, but came here, and when he became the CM, and I went into his shoes. I went back to Chennai. I was there for till the industry shifted to. So I attribute a lot to everyone for what all I've achieved. And for the people also, it is always that you are like an everyday consumable commodity. You give it and people are there always to receive.
So what is your secret? You have seen from ANR, NTR, to again Chiranjeevi, Venkatesh, Nagarjuna, and now youngsters. With them also you are competing as much. And your films actually run for 100 days, not the first week that collections happen, but 100 days, even a year. What is your secret?
The secret is
enthusiasm.
It's like a success. So we do a film and we wait for the result of the movie. And when it's a big success, and it is like they're patting your back and encouraging you to give them more films like this. Because I have like that many feathers in my cap. Like I have done the first Indian social fantasy film, Aditya 369. Then I did Bhairav Dvipam, which is a folklore film. And then I have done here, I have started doing the genre, the faction genre. Science fiction. Like Samarasimha Reddy, Narasimha Naidu. So I was the person who started our team. I don't say I. And I don't keep any record of my like of my collections or how many films I have done, how many centers they have run. My fans are there.
One thing I must ask you, because your brother-in-law is the Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh as well. Do you give him tips, advice or anything? Does he ask you for advice?
No, he doesn't ask me. But because he's a visionary leader, he knows for the whole world, I think as a visionary leader, he's like a brand. And everyone knows about him. There's nothing that we can give him.
But you don't know the public pulse. You know how to read the public pulse, having been in the public domain for a long time. Mr. Naidu did not come from such a background, isn't it, like you did? In terms of being able to understand moods and how to body language, all those things.
But the politician, he has his experience, right? Since he was in Congress, he was a cinematography minister and archaeology minister. Later in Telugu Desam Party, he came, worked for the party's organization, and then he came and tried politics again. So he has his, he is known for his vision. I'm known to, but the party organization, all that, I deal mostly with Vicky. He has no time to spend for the party organization.
Stay informed and entertained with the new and updated NDTV News app. You can watch all our channels live, listen to podcasts, read breaking and exclusive news from around the world and more. Download the NDTV app today and get access to the best journalism and storytelling on your smartphone or tablet. The NDTV app. News that matters to you.
Landslide devastation in Kerala's Wayanad. Join NDTV's initiative. Donate for Kerala.
Stay informed and entertained with the new and updated NDTV News app. You can watch all our channels live, listen to podcasts, read breaking and exclusive news from around the world and more. Download the NDTV app today and get access to the best journalism and storytelling on your smartphone or tablet. The NDTV app. News that matters to you.
Hi, I'm Shreya Saran. Kerala's Wayanad area is hit by devastating landslides, resulting in loss of lives and livelihood. Kerala needs your help right now. Let's join NDTV initiative. Come, donate. Let's rebuild Wayanad.
Landslide devastation in Kerala's Wayanad. Join NDTV's initiative. Donate for Kerala.
Some people say the metaverse will only be virtual. One day this lecture hall will be made of code, and driverless cars would be trapped in intersections.
Maharashtra's opposition holds protests against the Shivaji statue collapse. The opposition alliance Maha Vikas Aghadi holds protest march. The top Maha Vikas Aghadi leaders also present at the protest site. Uddhav Thackeray says that we are fighting for the dignity of Maharashtra. BJP, in the meanwhile, holds counter-protest in 12 different districts. Another molestation case has been reported in West Bengal's hospital. A patient has been arrested for molesting a nurse in Birbhum. Actress Sonia Malhar speaks to NDTV on Jayasurya's claim. Remember, actor Jayasurya has claimed that the assault allegations are false. Sonia Malhar refutes those claims and says that the complaint is genuine and that she will take back the complaint only after he makes a public apology. Rain wreaks havoc in Andhra Pradesh and Telangana. Heavy rain triggers floods and landslides there. At least 8 people have been killed in Andhra Pradesh, but Telangana is on high alert. Senior JDU spokesperson resigns from his post. KC Tyagi, he quits the post and cites personal reasons. An Indian para-badminton player, Shivarajan Solamalai's breathtaking dives in the Paralympics breaks the internet. He loses the match but wins hearts.
And I love it that he's got a smile.
Hello and welcome. You're watching NDTV 24/7. I'm Osama Shab. The top story that we are tracking at this hour is another case of molestation has surfaced at a government-run health center in the Birbhum district of West Bengal. One person has been arrested over a complaint of molestation of an off-duty nursing staff at a health center which comes under the Birbhum district. In fact, my colleague Tanushka joins us to get us more on this story. Tanushka, what are the details of this story? It is really unfortunate that something like this keeps happening on a daily basis in this country.
Right, Osama, at the backdrop of, the Arjikar Medical College rape and murder case, while the entire country at this point, not just doctors are on the streets protesting against such violence against women, there is another case that crops up from the Birbhum district in Bengal. This was at Ilam Bazar Health Center, wherein an on-duty nurse was molested by a patient. So this patient came in complaining of a fever, and as per the instructions of her superior at work, the nurse went on to administer saline at this patient. So it is during that time that she went to administer treatment upon him is when she was misappropriately touched by him, and she also clearly claims that she felt that he misbehaved with her, and also she adds that this happened in the presence of his family members as well. So the nurse has definitely lodged a complaint with the police, and it's a written complaint that has been filed, and the police have taken action on this. They have arrested this patient, this person accused, and what the nurse can also be heard, she said, she added on saying that when she was asked that, why is it that this sort of misappropriate and unsafe pattern is perpetuating at this point, all she had to say was that it is the lack of safety for nurses, doctors all across at this point in the medical profession.
Right, the lack of safety for women in their professions is a big talking point at this point in this country. In fact, let's also listen in to what. All right, we'll try and get that bite later. But another story that is coming out from West Bengal: a TMC leader's house has been attacked in West Bengal. A TMC leader. He was accused of shielding a sexual assault accused. Now, the police have arrested the TMC leader named Abdul Hafiz. The locals, in the meanwhile, they vandalized the TMC Neta's property, who has been accused allegedly of assaulting a minor girl. And Tanushka is still there with us. Tanushka, yet another story of sexual assault coming from West Bengal, and this time this TMC leader, he is accused of shielding a sexual assault accused, and the TMC leader's house has been attacked there.
Right, exactly, Osama. In this case, this is a 7-year-old minor girl who was molested and sexually harassed by a person from this village. This incident happened in the Madhyam Gram area in Bengal, and in this incident, this person who is the main accused runs a local shop in that area. This accused person's name is Rauf, and he has also been arrested by the police out there. So what happened exactly was that this local TMC leader who goes by the name of Abdul Hafiz, he is the local panchayat member out there, as in his wife is the panchayat leader out there. So this man, local TMC leader, was shielding the accused person over this case and was also trying to convince the family of this little girl to not file a complaint at the police. And upon this, the villagers in that area reacted in an agitated manner and not just vandalized the shop of the accused, the person who identified as Rauf, but also the home of this panchayat member. So both these people's homes were vandalized by the local villagers of that area, as they were completely agitated and angry over this constant burst of sexual assault, that too upon a 7-year-old minor girl. And as of now, the latest on this is that the police has arrested both the local TMC leader as well as the main accused, who is known as Rauf.
All right, Tanushka Datta, thank you very much for getting us all the latest in both those stories. Moving on to Mumbai, where the opposition is protesting over the Shivaji statue that collapsed in Sindhudurg district of Maharashtra. The opposition alliance, Maha Vikas Aghadi, it is holding a protest march in Mumbai over that statue collapse. The top leaders of the Maha Vikas Aghadi, they are a part of this protest, including leaders like Uddhav Thackeray and Sharad Pawar. On one hand, the Maha Vikas Aghadi is going to holding a big agitation on this issue of vandalizing of the statue of Chhattrapati Shivaji Maharaj. And in response, the BJP is also holding these protests in 12 separate districts. And my colleague Anuj Raite joins us to get us more on this. Anuj, you have been on the ground covering these protests and you have been asking this question, and I want to ask you this question again. Despite the Prime Minister's apology over the collapse of that statue, the opposition there, they are not willing to relent at all.
Yes, there are several points, there are several angles to it. Firstly, there are the reason why several opposition leaders are not happy or satisfied with the apology of the Prime Minister is because the Prime Minister in the very next statement asked why did the Congress or the opposition never apologized for the statements made over Savarkar. And yesterday we saw Jitendra Awad say that apology is not made by asking other person to also make an apology, and hence they do not trust that apology, number one. Number two, we saw the former Chief Minister of Maharashtra, Mr. Prithviraj Chavan from the Congress party, say that an apology is the bare minimum here. What needs to go in is a transparent probe into the matter. There is enough evidence to suggest the fact, according to him, that there is a lot of corruption in the whole process of building up the statue, and hence an apology is very little that they could do, and hence they need to put down a probe as far as the statue fall is concerned. And more importantly, we saw when Uddhav Thackeray was speaking about it at the Gateway of India, he said that the Prime Minister never made it clear for what was he apologizing for. Was he apologizing for erecting the statue on the eve of the elections, that is the Lok Sabha elections? Was he apologizing for the corruption that went in the statue, which resulted in the fall of the statue just a few days back? Or was he, was he apologizing for hurting the sentiments of the Shiv Premis or the followers of Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj across the states? And that is the reason why all of these opposition parties came down heavily on the ruling Mahayuti government here in Maharashtra. We saw that when the statue fell on the 26th of last month, the Chief Minister and the Deputy Chief Minister, especially Mr. Eknath Shinde and Devendra Fadnavis, tried to shrug it off the responsibility from the government and state that it was a project put forth by the Navy, and the state government had really nothing to do with it. But tides changed a bit. Several committees were set up to look into the matter, and the Navy also gave a statement in which they stated that although the primary responsibility of this project was of the Navy, but it was done in cooperation with the government of Maharashtra. We also had Sharad Pawar saying it a few days back in a press conference that no statue can be erected in any region of the state without the reasonable permissions being given by the state government. And in addition to it, the statue was inaugurated by the Prime Minister in presence of all the in the presence of the two Deputy Chief Ministers and the Chief Minister himself here in this case. Now, when you look at the probe that is going on, the police got hold of the structural consultant from Kolhapur, but he made it clear that his job in making the statue was very little, and the main accused still is absconding. Mr. Jaideep Apte, who is a resident of Thane district, which is the home constituency of Mr. Eknath Shinde himself. So you see that a lot of political colors have started to, or rather a lot of political angles have started to show up in this case. The opposition is in complete mood of making this as one of their important narrative points leading up to the elections, because we see Nana Patole say a few days ago that the protest here, although it ended in a couple of hours, but that is not going to be the end of the protest. The protest will carry in some form or the other in the other districts and the villages of the state as well. But at the same time, the BJP is also holding counter protests in 12 other districts of the state to counter the politicization over the issue of statue fall.
All right, Anuj Raite, thank you very much for getting us all the latest from the ground there. In fact, Anuj, he also spoke to Arvind Sawant, the Uddhav Balasaheb Thackeray Shiv Sena leader. Let's listen in to what he had to say.
We have senior Shiv Sena MP, Mr. Arvind Sawant, here with us. Sir, tell us that at this time, when protests are going on here in Mumbai, same time the BJP is also conducting protests across the state against this particular protest. What would you like to say about it?
They should be ashamed of it. You have insulted the Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj, who is for us is an idol, is an icon for us, for whom we used to bow down and then work throughout our life. Even the government says we believe in the thoughts which have been laid down by Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj, and still you are violating it. You don't feel ashamed of it? The separate flags which were hosted here, they have been removed yesterday. What a great thing police have done. Hindutva ki baat karte. You speak about Hindutva and you remove the saffron flags over here. Don't you feel ashamed of it? This apron belongs to Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj. This apron flag belongs to Maharashtra. Don't touch it. You are insulting every moment the feelings of the people of Maharashtra.
So Prime Minister Narendra Modi apologized for this in Malvan a couple of days ago, and after that we saw Mr. Fadnavis say that even after this, if the opposition is protesting, it is...
Why he was silent so much? Did he apologize? And then Honorable Prime Minister comes and apologizes. It's not to politicize. It's a political statement, just for the sake of the election, which is ensuing election in Maharashtra. Why he kept silent for so many days? After so many days, he is speaking out here. When he arrives in Maharashtra, goes to Vadhavan port, and then he speaks about it. That apology also will not stand, because people know it is a political statement.
And amid the two sexual harassment allegations against the actor Jayasuriya, said that he has decided to move forward legally. In the meanwhile, actress Sonia Malhar, the Malayalam actor who filed a complaint of sexual harassment against actor Jayasuriya, recently shared details about this alleged incident. She in fact reiterated to NDTV that her complaint is genuine.
So joining us now is actor Sonia Malhar. She in fact also had filed a complaint against actor Jayasuriya. Ma'am, now in fact he has come out with a statement, and in the statement he has said that he was away with his family in America, and between this time 2 false allegations were made against him. Now he's saying that his legal team is going to look into this, and in fact, they are going to take the legal route. So, what is your reaction on his statement, ma'am?
Okay, I firstly thankful for his reply, and it will long time. If one allegation is coming to me also, I will be replied very soon. It will take 5 or 6 or 7 days. I am not waiting. 5 days. Maybe he is busy with his work also. Don't worry. It's okay. But he says it's a false allegation. So it's a case in front of court and our government. So we are waiting for the justice. It's not a false allegation. It's a clear that my statement is very true, very clear. I have no, my first experience in this field. This is my first FIR against one person in my life.
Well, yes, in fact, ma'am, as you rightly said that, this is your first complaint that you made, and you made only against this actor. Now, I also want to say that now he is, in fact, in this particular statement, long statement that he has made, he has said that, only those who have less conscience, they make these false allegations, and that now his legal team is going to look into it and consider all the options. So, ma'am, is going to be any effect on you or your complaint? Are you, even thinking about taking back your complaint?
That time, no complaint in anywhere. I told my close circle and my husband only, because that time he is asking sorry to me. First time I am just here. So again we are friends. But one channel discussion, some people asking, I'm going for a discussion for the ladies, the HEMA committee report. So I have my own opinion, and I share my experience in that particular day. Past 2013, I have the experience. So that is that will telecast in channel. It will became a very huge issue. And again, some media and social media is attacking me, and they told me it's a false allegation. And I never told the name of that actor, because Jayasuriya is my friend also. So I hide the name because of my family is not supported first time. So that time I not reveal his name. After that, social media attacking me. This is a false allegation, and to fear money is I'm driving like that for this case, and that is hiding and hurting my prestige and dignity as a lady. And I want to share the real name of that person. So I told that incident, that is actor Jayasurya.
All right, Ishika Verma joins us to get us more on this story. Ishika, we heard your conversation with the actress Sonia Malhar and how she has refuted the entire claim. But at the same time, the big takeaway is that the victims in these cases, they are speaking about it and forcing these authorities to sit up and take notice.
Well, yes, in fact, Osama, as you rightly mentioned, we are seeing that one by one the victims, in fact, are coming and, in fact, they're speaking about it in the public domain. They're also, in fact, lodging their complaints with the Kerala police because, remember, it is the SIT that is going to investigate in each of these complaints. But on the other hand, Osama, we are also seeing that those Mollywood heavyweights against whom, these allegations or these complaints have been filed, they are one by one now coming out and they are saying that these are just, false allegation or a part of the conspiracy, like we are talking about it since today morning, how Jayasurya in his statement has said that both of these allegations of sexual assault against him are false, and now he says that his legal team is going to take this into consideration and then explore all the options. On the other hand, we have another actor, Malayapilla Raju, in fact, who has now approached the Ernakulam Principal Session Court and has sought anticipatory bail. Now, after this, certainly, as we were speaking to Sonia Malhar, who's also one of the victims here, she says that this certainly has a lot of impact on the victims. The trauma that they go through, since the time that they have come out in public and they expressed as to what happened with them. So after that, now she demands that a public apology should rather be made by the actor Jayasurya. On the other hand, let me also tell you, Osama, what we are also getting to know in this particular case, that after superstar Mohanlal, it is now superstar Mammootty who in fact has now broken his silence on the Hema committee report. He has said that in fact, he welcomes, the Hema committee report. He has also said that there is no powerhouse in cinema. He says that let the police investigate the entire case honestly and then, let the action be taken by the government, by the police, is what he has said in his post, in his Facebook post. So now, we are seeing that after so much of pressure that has been built on Mollywood heavyweights, we are now seeing superstars and in fact, people who hold, big positions here in, in the film associations. Now they are one by one coming out and they are breaking their silence on the Hema committee report. Over to you.
All right, Ishika Verma, thank you very much for getting us all the latest from the ground there. Moving on to Vijayawada, where the rain has created havoc in the city. The train services, they have been hit among and flooding, as you can see on your screens. Heavy rain has triggered floods and landslides, and rain, in fact, has disrupted transport and power. Nara Lokesh, he in fact visited the houses that have been hit by the landslides. Multiple rain-related deaths have also been reported in Guntur, in Vijayawada. Heavy rain has also disrupted train services in Andhra Pradesh as well as in Telangana. The residents, they have been cautioned to not stay in damaged homes. In fact, the officials, they are warning against unnecessary travel as well. Trains in several key routes have also been cancelled there. And a horrific accident has occurred in front of the Vivekananda Park in NGO colony at Vanasthalipuram. A car, it was driven rashly and ran over pedestrians there. One person was severely injured and was shifted to the hospital. This accident scene was captured on CCTV as well. So a hit and run case has been reported in Hyderabad, a horrific accident that took place in Vivekananda Park in Vanasthalipuram in Hyderabad. The CCTV footage, as you can see on your screens, shows the car has in fact ran over pedestrians. One person has been severely injured and he has been taken to the hospital. This entire incident, this entire accident, it was captured on CCTV. An RJD leader and the former Deputy Chief Minister of Bihar, Tejashwi Yadav, he has landed himself in a huge row with his contentious remarks on the Assam Chief Minister after he referred to Himanta Biswa Sarma as the Chinese version of Yogi Adityanath. The Assam Chief Minister, he has slammed the RJD leader and called him racist.
देखिए, हम बार बार कहते हैं, ये जो वहाँ के मुख्यमंत्री हैं वो सस्ती लोकप्रियता चाहते हैं और इस तरह का मतलब खबरों में रहकर में बना रहना चाहते हैं। और हमने कल भी ट्वीट किया था, ये योगी जी के चाइनीज़ रेप्लिका है। ये चाहते हैं कि भाई पूरी तरीके से जो है माहौल जो है बिगड़े। वहाँ योगी जी बुलडोजर चलवा रहे हैं, यहाँ नवाज जो है बंद करवाने का काम कर रहे हैं। तो देखिए, देश जो है सबों का देश है, अमन चैन शांति होनी चाहिए, लेकिन ये लोग केवल नफरत फैला रहे हैं।
तेजस्वी यादव जी मुझको क्रिटिसाइज कर रहे हैं, लेकिन बिहार में क्या ऐसा व्यवस्था है? आप करवा लीजिए 7 घंटा का ब्रेक। हजरत मोहम्मद जी ने क्या बोलते थे कि मिठाई छोड़ने का दूसरों को उपदेश देने का पहले आप खुद मिठाई छोड़ दो। तो जब तेजस्वी यादव जी बिहार में उप मुख्यमंत्री था, उनको जुम्मा में 4 घंटा का दे देना चाहिए था। भाई, आप फॉलो नहीं करेगा और आपको लगता है कि आप हमें परामर्श देगा, ऐसे तो दुनिया नहीं समझेगा।
And finally, India's para badminton player Shivarajan Solaimalai, he went viral on social media for his incredible commitment at the Paris Paralympics. The para shuttler playing in the SH6 category showed breathtaking fitness in order to rescue a point in the men's single competition on Friday. This video of him diving around the court against Hong Kong, China's Man Kai-chu has now gone viral. However, Shivarajan, he was unable to get the win as the final scorecard read in favor of the Chinese shuttler, resulting in a group stage defeat. But his efforts and his commitment has indeed gone viral.
That is astonishing. Absolutely astonishing.
Time now for a very short break. More news and updates on the other side.
Hello, Moto.
Motorola Razr 50 Ultra comes with Google Gemini. Stay informed and entertained with the new and updated NDTV News app. You can watch all our channels live, listen to podcasts, read breaking and exclusive news from around the world and more. Download the NDTV app today and get access to the best journalism and storytelling on your smartphone or tablet. The NDTV app. News that matters to you.
Landslide devastation in Kerala's Wayanad. Join NDTV's initiative. Donate for Kerala.
Stay informed and entertained with the new and updated NDTV News app. You can watch all our channels live, listen to podcasts, read breaking and exclusive news from around the world and more. Download the NDTV app today and get access to the best journalism and storytelling on your smartphone or tablet. The NDTV app. News that matters to you.
Hi, I'm Shreya Saran. Kerala's Wayanad area is hit by devastating landslides, resulting in loss of lives and livelihood. Kerala needs your help right now. Let's join NDTV initiative. Come, donate. Let's rebuild Wayanad.
Landslide devastation in Kerala's Wayanad. Join NDTV's initiative. Donate for Kerala.
Some people say the metaverse will only be virtual. One day this lecture hall will be made of code, and driverless cars would be trapped in intersections. But even in this maze of the future, you can't wish away health. It's time to become more resilient. "10 years of Banega Swasth India, we have grown and achieved so many milestones. And now I have a plan to beat the urgency, to stop breathing with difficulty, to relieve getting choked with inactivity. Energize our government, our environment, our society, and ourselves. Everyone, everywhere, every day. Banega Swasth India. One world hygiene.
Stay informed and entertained with the new and updated NDTV News app. You can watch all our channels live, listen to podcasts, read breaking and exclusive news from around the world and more. Download the NDTV app today and get access to the best journalism and storytelling on your smartphone or tablet. The NDTV app. News that matters to you.
Landslide devastation in Kerala's Wayanad. Join NDTV's initiative. Donate for Kerala.
Stay informed and entertained with the new and updated NDTV News app. You can watch all our channels live, listen to podcasts, read breaking and exclusive news from around the world and more. Download the NDTV app today and get access to the best journalism and storytelling on your smartphone or tablet. The NDTV app. News that matters to you.
Hi, I'm Shreya Saran. Kerala's Wayanad area is hit by devastating landslides, resulting in loss of lives and livelihood. Kerala needs your help right now. Let's join NDTV.
Hello and welcome to this very special show. We are talking about this one man named Jai Shah, the rising star in world cricket, not as a cricketer but as an administrator. Jai Shah, he has made a significant impact in the world of cricket administration since taking office as the Secretary of the Board of Control for Cricket in India in 2019. His leadership and vision have propelled him to the forefront of international cricket, earning him the recognition and respect globally. Now, Mr. Jai Shah has made another big transition, taking on bigger responsibilities after he was elected the next ICC chairman. Jai Shah, he got the vote of 15 out of 16 members in the ICC board to be elected the next ICC chairman. Jai Shah, he will be taking over as the ICC chief from December 1st, 2024. And at the age of 35, Jai Shah, he will become the youngest to take over as the chairman of the global governing body. But the big question that we are asking at this point is that the new boss of world cricket, Mr. Jai Shah, can he swing it for the ICC? Well, to talk about it and to discuss it further, we are joined currently by Rohan Desai, Honorary Secretary of the Goa Cricket Association. Rohan Desai, welcome to NDTV. My first question to you, in fact, we have Mr. Shyam Sharma there right now. Mr. Shyam Sharma, welcome to NDTV. We'll try and get Mr. Shyam Sharma back. We have with us Mr. Rohan Desai now. Rohan Desai, welcome to NDTV. First of all, what we are asking at this point is that we have seen Mr. Jai Shah do some incredible work, as the General Secretary of the BCCI. How do you think Jai Shah will bring that expertise to the ICC? And in fact, what are the challenges that lie ahead for him in order to expand the footprint of cricket on a global stage?
Very good afternoon. I'm glad to be here at the NDTV speaking about our Honorary Secretary BCCI, Mr. Jai Shah. I'm very much happy on his appointment, on his winning as a ICC chairman. I mean, indeed, it's a great pleasure for the entire country. He's the youngest man who will be holding this position. If you see, Mr. Jai Shah has been, working tremendously well for the BCCI and for the Indian cricket over the years. I mean, we have seen many reforms, many policies were changed, and the infrastructure-wise things were changed drastically during his tenure. And I'm hoping, even as a ICC chairman, he will do the best for the country and for the entire cricketing world. He has the capability. That's what I feel. It's my personal, experience along with him as a secretary of Goa Cricket Association. I had an opportunity to work with him very closely. And if you see this man is full of a vision and full of a confidence. I mean, the way he works, the way he portrays himself, his behavior with the cricketing fraternity has been, commendable. Though he will face challenges, I mean, we are hoping to see cricket in the upcoming Olympics, and getting entire cricketing world to achieve that goal and to participate in the first ever Olympics in next year 2020 2028 for that matter. So we are just hoping for that, and looking for a better cricketing prospect under his tenure.
I also want to talk about the Goa Cricket Association, and as a smaller association yourselves, what has been your experience of working with him personally?
So it's been 2 years. I'm working as a secretary of Goa Cricket Association. I've attended around 2 annual general meetings with him. I mean, if you see the entire association, entire BCCI, the community as a cricketing community. I mean, I feel I was the only person. I want to share one more thing. We share the same birth year. Even I'm born in '88, and we are of the same age. And amongst all the people, all the senior people who are in the BCCI, and taking the youth along with him, discussing the policies, discussing the cricket, and not making you feel that you are you are a junior, you are yet to establish yourself, and considering all the points, whatever recommendations we do. So overall, the experience was really good because he was always helpful. Because Goa Cricket Association, Goa being a very small state, we had a lot of queries, we had a lot of demands with the BCCI, and he happily always said, Rohan, you have to do this, you have to do this, you have to do this, and he was helpful, and giving grants, discussing the infrastructure, how you can develop those infrastructure. So overall, I had a very good experience working with him, because the first thing, he never said no to anything. He was always approachable. He was like approachable, as well as his way of working was quite impressive. That's what I feel.
Right, Mr. Rohan Desai, stay with us, because we are also joined by Mr. Shyam Sharma, the director of the DDCA, as well as Rakesh Rao, senior sports journalist, and former cricketer Ritender Sodhi. Gentlemen, welcome to NDTV. Let me go across to Shyam Sharma first. The big question that everyone is asking after his elevation: do you think, Mr. Shyam Sharma, Mr. Jai Shah is capable of taking that experience that he has earned as the General Secretary of the BCCI and excelling at it at the biggest stage now? All right, let me put that question across to Rakesh Rao. Do you feel, Rakesh Rao, his experience as the General Secretary of the BCCI, is it going to help him and help him excelling him at this biggest stage, this added responsibility that he has on his shoulders now?
Yeah, absolutely. See, because he has been there almost at the helm. I mean, of course, you call him the secretary, all right, but then he's the one who calls the shots. So, for him to get the feel of, being the captain of the ship, that's nothing new for him. And of course, he's been in a position of authority for so long now, since 2019. And he has given you results. Most of the people, they have, I mean, right from the beginning, right from 2019, when he took over, a lot of people looked at his surname and they were saying that, look, he's there because of his surname and not because of his abilities. Obviously, initially, he didn't look like a deserving candidate up there. But then look at the results that he actually gave you. He exceeded expectations. He really, I mean, dealt with a lot of issues brilliantly, I thought. And to have two IPLs in those, restricted conditions, that was, I think, that was, I mean, he could actually do it. I mean, he used to talk about it, but to actually do back-to-back IPLs in those conditions were really, really tough. And taking over, I mean, one of his major thing was that when India was to host the 2021 World Cup, the way he got it, to UAE, and still Indians retained the rights, all those rights which were meant for the host, and he did that. And then again, 2019 World Cup. I mean, sorry, the World Cup, in 2023. So give him a lot of credit where it's due. He's one person who hasn't faced opposition, in the sense that nobody dares say a word when he says or when he speaks. So I think that has given him a position of comfort. And the same thing we saw even in the ICC. 15 out of 16 members supported him, and it's almost unanimous. And it was almost that everybody wanted him. Now, previously also, Indians have had people in the ICC, be it like Jagmohan and Dalmia in '97 till Shashank Manohar in 2017, I guess. In between, you've had Sharad Pawar as well as Srinivasan. Nobody enjoyed the kind of solidarity that this man has enjoyed. So give the devil his due, but at the same time, give him credit for what he has done.
Absolutely. And let's also get the views of the cricketer here, Mr. Ritinder Singh Sodhi. Ritinder, Jai Shah becoming the new ICC chief, what does it mean to Indian cricket in general? Because while India has succeeded off the field cricket-wise, it has fallen short in the longer formats in terms of winning trophies, not just generally in terms of getting the results, but in getting those trophies. Does this also, in a way, mount pressure on Mr. Jai Shah?
Look, one thing we have to accept, Osama here, is that Jai Bhai has been phenomenal and he has given results. We've won the World Cup. We talk about the policies in Indian cricket. The domestic cricket has come up leaps and bounds. So lots of things are happening if we talk about domestic cricket. And if you talk about international cricket, if you talk about the coaching staff, if you talk about lots of things which are required for a cricketer to excel, that has been provided by Jai Bhai. And that is what good administration is all about. And talking about the World Cup, look, Jai Bhai, we have to give it to him because commitment is his forte. When we talk about he eats cricket, drinks cricket, sleeps cricket, and that is what you need from somebody at the helm, and that has been now given in abundance. So yes, he being ICC chairman, this will be great for the world cricket and above all the Indian cricket.
In fact, we are also joined by Mr. Shyam Sharma, the director of DDCS. You have been in administration, cricket administration, and as the General Secretary of the BCCI, Mr. Jai Shah, he has taken a lot of key decisions in benefit of the cricket in India. Do you think we'll see him take those decisions cricket-wise at the global level now, and especially because India is going through a transition phase in terms of cricket? So it's not just having the youngest president of the ICC, but also in a way showing immediate impact there.
Yeah, I mean, I've been associated with the cricket. I'm in DDCA, and we have the youngest president here, Mr. Rohan Jetli, and I have seen the tenure of the youngest secretary of PCCI. Few decisions he has taken are like excellent. As far as the women cricket promotion is there, the match fee of the women cricketer and the WPL, all decisions, like he's providing the best of the facilities to the players, staff, cricket associations, and to everyone. So his tenure will be remembered as one of the finest tenure of a secretary in BCCI. And I'm very happy. I'm very hopeful also that when he'll go to ICC, the scenario will be changed there. The cricket will be more popular, like it's coming back to the Olympic, and now it will be more popular in more countries. He has a vision, and he complete that vision with the dedication and hard work. And he make others also to work very hard. Look at our cricket stadium in Arun Jaitley Stadium in Delhi. It was in a pathetic condition. He said, I wanted a world-class cricket stadium. He told Mr. Rohan Jaitley to spend whatever money is there required, but he needs the best facilities to be the best. And we have done it. So we need such an administrator at the highest level also, who can think about cricket and who can working hard for the promotion of cricket.
Absolutely. And you, in fact, spoke about women's cricket. And I want to ask Rohan Desai this question. Sir, his work, especially around women's cricket, it has been much appreciated, especially with what he has done with the Women's Premier League. What do you think he can do internationally to make women's cricket more commercially more viable?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the Women's Premier League was one of the flagship, program initiated by Jai Bhai. So it was a hit, and with all the financial and whatever you had discussed about the roles of promotion of cricket and financial and commercial growth of the entire BCCI structure. It was again very appreciating for him to organize this tournament, and even the other association has followed his footstep. Even Goa Cricket Association went on to organize Women's Premier League in the state of Goa. So the women empowerment and the pay equity, what he spoke about, the policies which I had mentioned, equal pay for both women and even the men's. So this was a welcoming step in the Indian cricket, and it is much appreciating because that was the need of the hour. That's what we feel. And I feel as a ICC chairman, he has experience of being a ACC Asian Cricket Council chairman since 2021. So obviously, the grassroots level, the chronology which he has worked in, like he was a joint secretary before, then he became the secretary, he became the Asian Cricket Council chairman, and now he is the ICC chairman. So all the experience what he gained over the years, I mean, will definitely help him, in working as a ICC chairman, and the entire cricketing world will be, I think, will get benefited out of it, because as my colleague said, he has a very result oriented approach in doing things, and the hard work what he has, what he does, so that will definitely help him in achieving major goals which he is looking at as ICC chairman, and that will be a good thing for the world cricket.
Another thing that the ICC at this moment is struggling with is the tiff between the broadcasters, the negotiations that are happening at the moment. Rakesh Rao, I want to understand from you, the broadcasters and the ICC, they have been in negotiation and disputes with respect to discounts and broadcasts, etc. Firstly, how do you think this will affect the health of the sport, and how do you feel Mr. Shah will navigate through all of this?
See, when it comes to, like broadcasting rights and all, Jai Shah is an old hand here because he knows exactly how to deal with them. And just look at the rise in revenue. In fact, if you just look at, say a 5-year deal where the broadcasting rights and everything, the revenue is up about 600 million, out of which India's share is 231 million. And if you see countries like Pakistan, it is only 37. So just compare 231 with 37. That gives you an idea, India's contribution. And with this man doing all the negotiations, he's right up there. And that is why I'm saying he will find a way. It is not that when he's around, there won't be issues. There will be issues, yes. But he is not the man who's only looking at problems. He is the man who looks at solutions. And he has proved it. Once I remember having a chat with Mr. Shah, Mr. Arun Jaitley, and Siddharth, right here at the BBC. And when I asked him, I said, what is it that the people don't know about you, what you are doing, and the media doesn't know? He says, one thing that I did was there were a lot of, court cases in which BCCI was involved. The first thing I did was to get them on the negotiation table. And I at least saved the BCCI at that point in time. We get 28 crores in no time. So if you look at what he's capable of doing, he's the man who's going to get both sides on the table, and if he has a role to play, he'll definitely do it. And now that he is heading the ICC, and of course, this is all about the broadcasting rights, and that's I think probably the reason why he's got such unstinted support from every member of the ICC, be it the associated members, be it the full members, there's absolutely no opposition, because they understand that if BCCI can gain so much, and when the same man is heading the ICC, of course, the ICC stands to gain. So there's no point in opposing a man for just for the heck of it. And that is, I think, as you know, I mean, over a period of time, last 5 years in particular, the way the world of cricket has seen him. They somehow, reluctantly, they all started, but today they respect him. Today he has gained the respect by showing results, and that is where you have to give him his due. And most of the people tend to discount the fact that, he owns a certain surname. I want people to look beyond that. It's all there. He can't help it. But the point is, when he is in the ICC, the surname won't help. Only his work and his commitment to results will make him what people expect him to be.
Absolutely. And in fact, I also want to get the cricketers' perspective here. Ritendra Sodhi, how do you think the cricketers will benefit now? We have seen how the prize money, it has been raised, perks and compensations being given, pensions being given to former India cricketers. As a cricketer yourself, how do you feel the players can now benefit from his elevation?
Yeah, they are already being benefited to the core with the rise of Jai Bhai, and Jai Bhai really takes care of cricketers. If you talk about, I just want to put a personal example that every cricketer, first-class cricketer, who has played a certain amount of cricket, that is 10 first-class matches, above that, he's given 10 lakh rupees one time for his medical expenses. And my dad recently had a knee operation and where 5 lakhs were spent there at the hospital, and I sent the bills to BCCI. And in 2 days, I got the bills, I got the reimbursement. And that is what cricketers look for, because they have given their heart and life to cricket. And when you get these incentives as cricketers back, I think that's a blessing. And that is where Jai Bhai has been phenomenal. The incentives given to cricketers are huge, and I just wish and pray that they keep expanding. And the way Indian cricket is performing at the moment, fingers crossed, I think we are world beaters.
Absolutely. We are on that path right now. And Rohan Desai, I also want to understand from you, cricket, it will be a part of the LA Olympics. In terms of making cricket a global sport, what kind of changes do you feel Mr. Shah can bring about to make cricket a little more attractive to the Olympic watchers?
See, what we are expecting is more of a bilateral series, being organized, like what we have seen during Afghanistan, especially Afghanistan international side during the crisis. Jai Bhai, helped the Afghanistan team also, to come practice, and they provided all the infrastructure in the country. The cricketers came to our country, and before the World Cup, they practiced in India. So these are the approaches, these are the small things which Jai Bhai had done for the international cricketers. At the same time, what we are looking at is all these bilateral series happening. More non-cricketing countries, the cricket should grow in all these areas, all these countries where the cricket is not being played. Like what we see in the T20 tournament, or the World Cup cricket tournament, which was organized in America. So these are the few steps, Jai Bhai will definitely take care, and, participation of all these countries will definitely help in the growth of the cricketing countries. To play this sport. So this is what we are looking at. More number of matches, more number of countries participating in this sport before this 2028 Olympics. And, we see a competitive cricket being played all over the country now. We saw Nepal, Afghanistan, and many other countries participating actively in this sport. And Jai Bhai being an Indian, because in India cricket is a religion, everybody knows that, and spreading our cricketing expertise across the globe, which I'm sure Jai Bhai will definitely do it, with dedication and with his vision. He will achieve all the goals what are required to for the sports.
All right, positive signs there as per Rohan Desai, but we also want to understand the financial side of it a little bit from Shyam Sharma. Sir, Jai Shah, he was also the part of the financial group of the ICC. What do you think he could do differently as his predecessor now, as the chief of the ICC now?
let me complete this advice. The cricketing, basically, like how cricket will flourish in other countries. We have seen in the World Cup, it was organized in USA, and many teams participated there. I mean, like Oman, Nepal, Papua Guinea, all these teams. I mean, cricket, you can't stop the cricket. Like I've been associated with the cricket since 40 years, and I've seen the top brass of BCCI used to think that cricket is only for the 12 countries. Now, during this tenure of Jai Bhai and others, basically, cricket is flourishing in every country now. Wherever cricket is popular, they are taking it there. So their aim is basically to other small nations to participate in cricket also, like Canada, US, Papua Guinea, Oman, other countries, Saudi Arabia, and other countries. So this is a very good sign that cricket will flourish like football in different countries, number one. Number two, look at the
All right, sir. There seems to be some technical issue with Mr. Shyam Sharma there. We'll try and get back Mr. Shyam Sharma. But a final word from you, Mr. Rakesh Rao. What do you feel is the challenge that is lying ahead for Jai Shah now?
See, first thing is that, of course, the global growth of the sport, that of course remains there. But I think what he needs to do now is to make sure that, the sport grows, not just the whole idea is that the white ball cricket is actually dominating everything. So he has to do something about the survival of red ball cricket here. Because this cricket, by and large, barring a couple of nations, you can have a test match, you can have a world championship of this, but it doesn't somehow, he's not able to sell it. I mean, people are still not watching test cricket the way once they used to, because white ball cricket has somehow got into the psyche of the last two generations, if I say. So, but he will have a challenge because the world believes that the red ball cricket is dying. And as the ICC head, and that too, at the time when this particular thing about, even the change in the 50-over format, that has been, kind of a talking point that you can have two innings and kind of, a lot of, variations are being talked about, different variants. But the point is that how much of it will come to reality, we really don't know. But yes, the game still has to evolve. Revenue part is all fine. You can still sell the sport. You are taking it all over the world. More and more countries are playing. But look at the quality overall.
All right.
What we saw in the World Cup was, okay, USA winning was fine. Nepal running, the country was close. All this are fine. This is one-off. But the point is we still have a long way to go. It's still not a global sport. Let it enter the Olympics. Let the world see it and have its own opinion on that.
All right. Thank you, gentlemen, for your very diverse and important views there. Like we have been talking about it, Jai Shah's rise in the world of cricket as an administrator, it is a result of his tireless efforts, strategic thinking and passion for sports. So will he continue doing that as the chief of the ICCI? That is a question that still needs to be answered. Thank you for watching.
Landslide devastation in Kerala's Wayanad. Join NDTV's initiative. Donate for Kerala.
Some people say the metaverse will only be virtual. One day this lecture hall will be made of code, and driverless cars would be trapped in intersections. But even in this maze of the future, you can't wish away health. It's time to become more resilient. 10 years of Banega Swasth India, we have grown and achieved so many milestones. And now I have a plan to beat the urgency, to stop breathing with difficulty, to relieve getting choked with inactivity.